The following program is hosted by immature, irreverent, obnoxious, and often disgusting young men. Listener discretion is advised.
This time on Nude Clan, Seth Green is actually not in this movie, contrary to my prior belief.
Shall we play a game?
Player to another.
Dark soul light. Turn on the TV, pick up the controller and play some games with the new clan.
Welcome to another episode of Nude Clan, the video game podcast. I am your host, Caleb Schweiss.
I'm your other host, Joseph DeGolier.
Caleb Craig.
And this is Cameron.
And today we are going to be reviewing the 2001 action-adventure film Tomb Raider, or as I call it, Tit Raider, with the large emphasis on the enlarged breasts of our very own Angelina Jolie.
You know, yesterday I could have sworn Joe was going to ask us if he just watched Womb Raider, if that was okay.
I found Womb Raider on HBO. I'm thinking
it's in the late night collection for some reason.
Yeah. You tweet HBO. Why
it's
is
not
Tomb
porn,
Raider so...
it's HBO.
You guys put it in a really weird place.
All right, but before we get to that, let's talk about this freaking vote. I don't know why I grabbed my Tomb Raider notes.
Yeah, you just crumpled your notes.
Yeah.
I also don't know why John Voight is in this movie. And I love how he's in there. Before we get into it, at first, I didn't realize there was going to be a scene later on with him, but, at first it was
there had to be. He's
he didn't want to be in the movie so bad that they filmed him separately and then brought that film to the movie. It's I know you're wondering why I'm not in the film. Well, it's because I refuse.
He's exposition 101 is what he is.
He is. Oh yeah.
I get to play just walking exposition. I don't even walk. I stand and look at the camera and say things.
And the little girl is Deus Ex exposition too. She's just follow the little chuckle. But anyway, the vote, the Nude Clan vote, has so clearly been tampered with this recent.
You think?
Election? I really do think so. So I mean, what was the final proposed solution?
We didn't finally
let's see
propose
what's winning right now.
We have proposed many things.
What's winning right now, and let's just calculate how many votes we have in general.
Well, if we do it based on averages, the one that's winning now is still going to be the one that's winning. Right now, it is a fucking tie between 50 Cent Bulletproof.
Oh, we have to give a tiebreaker.
And
no,
Digimon
that's
Cyber
right.
Sleuth.
The show has started. The vote is done. It is a tie between Digimon and 50 Cent.
Okay, that is true. That is true, but we got to talk about the fucking behind-the-scenes shenanigans going on here.
Well, the behind-the-scenes shenanigans is that Joe rigged the vote. I didn't rig anything. I did not rig any vote. You can't say that. You have you admit it. Oh, I don't have proof. That must be why Digimon was winning all this morning. I don't have proof, I rigged it, huh? I don't have a voice message saying that old Russa Joe is going to tamper with some votes.
Can you play it for the audience?
Yeah, I can.
Someone give him an aux cord.
No, refuse.
Give him a fucking aux cord.
No
man.
No need aux cord. If he's gonna bring up this false accusation, he can put it up. I didn't say I did mess with the votes. I said old Russia Joe might have to come in and mess with the votes. Russia Joe did not. Russia Joe did not mess with any votes. So the three of us didn't also hear you say that you added at least 15 votes to both South Park and 50 Cent Bulletproof? No, you didn't hear that. Huh? No, we didn't hear that.
I don't remember. I forgot.
You forgot, did you?
I don't know why you're taking his
Here's the
side.
thing.
I'm not taking his side.
I did not.
I don't want any of
In
these
the
games.
time that we started recording UFF, Craig, and by the time it ended, a snap ton of votes came in for both
Snaps.
games.
It doesn't
And you
matter.
know this.
We know at least 15 votes came from you, though, and that's what we know. So we can actually just subtract 15 votes.
I don't know. How do I
From
know?
50 Cent
How do I
Bulletproof.
know you didn't add a bunch of votes to Digimon because
I
you
didn't.
wanted so bad?
I didn't. Plus, I also didn't openly admit that I added 15 votes to both South Park and 50 Cent Bulletproof.
See, the person, it's either one person doing this and he's keeping both just in line to make it not look as suspicious, or it's two people fighting each other over this. But one thing they didn't realize is there's an amount of votes that exceeds our listener count, and it just doesn't
At
add
least
up.
for the downloads of last week, it has exceeded the downloads of the last episode where people would even know to vote.
So, I mean, you done fucked up, Ron. There's too many votes.
So there were multiple parties involved in this election as far as tampering with it, okay? And I'm not going to confirm nor deny that some Reddit posts were made and some checks on some proxies were also made to see if one could possibly mess with the voting. Okay? Now, I have confirmed that, yes, you can very easily mess with the voting.
Yeah.
You have to do it one vote at a time, so they are legit votes. You can't, mega vote a whole bunch of stuff in, as far as I know.
Well,
but there are people,
you two
as
can.
we are talking, who are still messing with votes. None of us have touched this. So as far as its current state, I don't believe I have any blame.
There's 15 votes that shouldn't be there, Joe. Even if it's rigged, there's one clear winner.
And who's to take your word for it that you stopped at 15 votes?
Exactly.
I just don't even
You
know.
admitted to rigging the vote.
If you're going to take my word for rigging the votes, you're going to take my word for how many votes.
I think we
I don't know about
need to do
that.
something about this. I think we need to make every vote accountable.
Here's what I think we should do. This is my proposal, and you guys can say yes or no. I think that the democracy has failed. We're going to have either
Regime.
we're going to have to either have a recount on this current vote, or the Senate, who is us, have to pick one.
There's a clear emperor, and it is me.
It's not
I'm
you.
King Hog.
Okay,
It is
guys.
The amount of games beaten,
No,
Joe,
no, no,
is
no.
your importance level.
Oh, I would say
So me and Schweiss are pretty damn important.
Cameron, who's the most important?
Oh, I'm just not.
Who's
a
the most
can-
important to the
just
show?
not a can of worms I'm willing to get into right now.
You can pick two.
Well, okay. If I were to pick two,
If I were to pick two, I could do that.
Okay, pick two.
Most important to the longevity and continuance of the show is probably Caleb and Joe. And then the most popular host, or underground most popular host, is probably Craig over here.
yeah, the underground. Club.
Underground, it's pretty.
Here's the deal.
It's like
pretty
5
open.
people that are really into you.
We are
They could take them all on.
we have the deciding factor here, okay? If we want the show to end, me and Schweiss just have to end the show. Okay? Now, I'm not going to say I'm going to give you guys equal vote, because I don't think that is fair. But I don't think you in particular should be the one in charge, Caleb Craig, nor should
should be.
I. The only if it
think
were
I
me and
can
Schweiss,
agree.
yes, but not just me, not just you.
Well, since you have
Now,
on-air alleged tampering the votes, we should have a revote, but then you shouldn't
Now,
take part in the vote.
here's what I think we should do. I think on our next vote, we're going to find a better WordPress press plugin that cannot be tampered with. I will test this WordPress plugin and make sure that it
The only
can't be
problem with the
tampered
browser-based voting system is that you can just log in from another browser. It would have to be something that registered their WordPress
Yeah,
account.
that's the thing. And then Joe mentioned that the other day. Like, we could try to find one that requires a WordPress account. But at the end of the day, that's almost like requiring them to have a Twitter account. So we might as well just use Twitter.
Well, Twitter
should
is a
just use
dying
Twitter.
Twitter is a dying breed anyway. Might as well just get them all on our forums.
Yeah, but forums have been dying for a lot
Our
longer
forums
than
are a
Twitter.
lot more dead than Twitter.
That's
so.
true.
Yeah, pretty drastically
I think
dead.
the only reason they are dead is because people who would have talked to us on the forums have
Talk to us
figured
on
out
Twitter.
that it's a lot faster to talk to us on Twitter.
Yeah.
But the Twitter is still very
And
important.
Twitter
to the
is
show.
the problem with Twitter is that it's a 24-hour poll. That's it.
You can make it longer.
You can make it.
Oh, can you really?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, shit.
What I'm saying is that after this vote, we should do all future votes on Twitter unless we can find a plugin that can do basically the same thing.
I agree.
Because we want people on the site, okay? We've all agreed that we want some traffic to the site.
But
people
we
to
all
be on
know
forums.
you can buy accounts on Twitter just as easily.
Oh, fuck.
there-
you
is
can,
there a
but you
way-
can't. You buy followers. You don't buy.
Here's what
You can get them to vote.
I think there are poll plugins that we can put into the forums so that you have to be a forum member to vote, and that would help a lot. So I think that might even be a better one than just putting a poll up on the site. But I think that's
would it break the system to have two separate polls and add the numbers together?
I've
at the end?
considered that, but if we look at this week's, like, Twitter would be nowhere near enough to even make a dent in the corruption that we've seen with 50 Cent and Digimon. Like, we would get maybe, I think
we've
we
seen
had
massive corruption before this too, and we just
We
went
have.
with it.
we have.
we had, like, when we did that emergency poll where South Park ended up winning, I think we had like 60, 70 people voting on it. But like 70 votes for any one game wouldn't even matter in this sense. Like if all 70 voted for the new South Park, they would still be behind by like 200. So like that's I like the idea of having both, just so that everyone has a chance to vote, and some people could vote twice.
I think you can register on the forums and vote there, personally.
What do the Twitch people think about this?
I think that I don't care what they say right now. They're going to take forever to respond to this. It's going to be 20 minutes.
They already have
20
several
seconds.
opinions up.
They said, "Why even name a vote?" And Joe should forfeit his vote. Let the Caleb's and Cameron vote. Make it a forum and require an email. Funnel it into a Google spreadsheet. Yeah, but we don't want to make it too much work.
No, yeah.
Oh, too much work.
But
Oh, God.
I want it to be
Is there a way to embed like a Twitter poll?
Oh,
on,
you know
on
what?
the site?
Torsten said straw poll IP duplication checking. But the thing
Okay.
is, if you cycle IP addresses, you can get away for that. Anyway.
Yeah, but how many people know how to cycle IP addresses?
You just have to go to a proxy
Politics is
website
one.
and then change
Okay.
the
Yeah,
thing.
that's true. You can
That's
do
how
that.
I figured out how to get past the poll. You can go to hide.me or whatever. And I said, how are people doing this to Digimon? And then I had the one idea I had.
Ooh, you touched
And then
the vein there, Joe.
So anyway,
Patreon poll, only money givers can vote. A true American democracy. Only the rich.
man. How about...
Oh no, we care about what you guys think. Just Joe doesn't, because he's an asshole.
It's
the most offensive host.
Here's the deal.
Careful,
Look,
you don't want to derail
I
this.
did some tampering, but obviously it doesn't matter how much tampering I did because I still lost. Okay? I'm Hillary Clinton right here.
I was going to call you Hillary Clinton too. Yeah.
Okay?
Screwed Bernie.
I get
I
it.
still lost.
But here's the thing. My game was South Park. Where's South Park and all that crap?
Yeah, you know, you're deflecting the issue here. You saw that Digimon was winning, and you quickly jumped to the 50 Cent train.
Which was the next highest.
That's you
vote.
know what? That's the thing I said. That's the one thing I said. Is like I wish I would have gone with South Park, because I think South Park would have been able to beat Digimon easily. 50 Cent is like a beg. It's like, please, guys.
Well, you
vote for
did
this.
beg. You're like, we're going to play the other games anyway, so just vote between this game.
There's
and
no guarantee that we will play the other game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no
Oh, I know.
guarantee
It was
that.
a-
There's several games. I'm like, I'll play that someday. No. Just fucking no.
It was a grandstand.
Okay,
I'll
fine.
admit.
This is my new proposal. Okay? I will forfeit my Senate vote, and you three can vote blindly what the next game shall be. Are you happy with that? Because it has been tampered past me. I would have never voted any votes for freaking Digimon. Okay, man? All right?
Oh, we know.
Okay?
We know.
So I will give up my vote. Are you guys okay with this?
Yes.
For this vote in particular, because we know it has been screwed with. And you can do all 4 nominees if you guys decided to freaking play Digimon.
Oh, man.
Fine. Fine. I'll have the Digimon review ready by March. I remember 50 Cent is an 8-hour game. And Shadow of Mordor is a 16-hour game. And South Park, we all love South Park. So
I love how Abrac has come up with the exact same idea that I had. Where you have to play Digimon regardless because you tampered with the votes.
I'm not
Everyone
play
plays
Digimon.
50 Cent.
I don't have
Joe
time
plays
for
Digimon.
it. So even if I said I will play Digimon, I don't have time for it. It's not
Well,
gonna
that would
happen.
be just like in between games. Like if you don't have anything for Nude Clan, you would stream an hour of Digimon until you beat it. So like a 1-year event.
It's not going to happen. I got crap to do. All right?
That'll be next year's extra game.
Well, then there's just no point in having punishments
So-
at all. So I shouldn't have to play 10 too.
So my votes don't count.
You're gonna anyway, though.
No,
you
I
want
don't. If I don't have to, then I won't.
I will play.
Because Joe won't have to play Digimon because he just doesn't feel like it.
I will watch the first season of Digimon, the television show, and I will not kill myself.
That is a tall order. I tried doing like a couple episodes. I could not. Digimon
First season
is
of
a child
Digimon
show.
and Digimon Try.
Digimon is a child's show. Like
It's more adult than Pokemon, which Joe claims to have loved because it was the first season. And that show is for 3-year-olds.
I don't love
And
it.
Digimon
now.
is for not 3-year-olds.
I don't
It's
love
for
it
6-year-olds easily.
This coming from the guy who sang the Pokemon theme song from the show.
Well, everyone has it
Sing the
memorized.
Pokemon theme song.
I'm just saying.
I want to be the very best, like no one ever was. Okay, to catch them is my real test. To train them is my cause. That's all I got.
That's all you remember?
Pokemon. That's the truth. Listen, maybe I should be punished. Okay, maybe I
You
should.
think?
Be. Maybe I did tamper with votes.
we're okay with you not voting for this round and that being it.
Cameron's
No.
okay with that.
I
Caleb
am.
is not. Schweiss, where do you
He
stand?
loses his vote, and for Joe to lose his saying things, that's great.
Dude, he's willingly giving it up, though, so that he doesn't have to feel responsible.
This is not willing. You said you had the idea of giving up the vote, and I said, okay, I think that is a fair punishment.
Giving up the vote and giving the
So-
vote to me.
So the thing that I messed with was votes. Now I did not mess with that many votes.
Oh.
We have witness here. We were on UFF,
Yes.
and there were 100 votes came in for both games.
I will admit you aren't responsible for maybe at least 100. But who's to say the other 200-something odd votes it's got?
Oh man!
And then we'll do Twitter until we find a better solution. Okay? Now, Cameron's okay with my punishment of just not voting.
Dude, for Joe not being able to vote, that's great.
Schweiss.
It probably hurts him inside.
You're the
just enough.
tiebreaker, or you got to come up with another idea.
I think that is fine for now, but I don't think that. I don't know if that's enough. I mean, if we're gonna make Caleb
we
play-
can always just hold on to this until getting fat, so we can do another tribunal.
We can do this now. This
I
is
don't know. I think I like to stew on what possible punishments there are.
Schweiss.
All right, let's
I
put
can
let's put it between this.
I can
He either
either-
has to watch the entirety of season 1 of Digimon plus Digimon Try, or
What does Digimon Try?
it's the continuation of season 1. Or
Is there only one season of Digimon?
there's
That's how much that show sucked?
there's multiple series. So there's like one season.
So you want
and
me to
then it
watch
has a
2
continuation,
seasons of Digimon?
basically, or he has to play the entirety of Digimon Cyber Sleuth.
the entirety of Digimon Cyber Sleuth.
No, knowing
Yeah.
Joe, he'll probably just have the Digimon up in the background and playing while he's doing something else.
As long as he watches it.
I will periscope every episode of
Wow.
me watching that
You
stupid
get like
thing.
1 million followers for it.
If it's between,
I love that show.
If it's
great.
between the game and the show, I will watch the show.
I'm fine with you watching the show.
Nah, it's okay. I don't think it's anything really bad.
Can I have my vote?
No.
No.
You still forfeit your vote.
We take the vote and you watch the
Okay. Fine. I will accept this.
All right.
I will. I don't know how to get a hold of this series. You're gonna have to tell me how to get a hold of this. thing.
Anyways, having
Okay.
4 people vote's really hard, and having 3 people vote's usually a tiebreaker.
But you have 4 options.
I know. That's the only fucking stupid
Okay.
thing about
I
it.
have a pen, and You will each.
And now the votes are amongst 50
We got
Cent,
3 pieces of paper because.
Cyber Sleuth, The Stick of Truth,
And I don't have a piece of paper.
and Shadow of Mordor.
It's not Stick of Truth. It's Fractured Butthole.
Fractured Butthole. Sorry, guys.
I'm going to pray to my God now.
Ooh, I just don't know what I'm going to vote for. I mean, I'm pretty sure I know what he's voting for, and I'm pretty sure I know what he's voting
I
for.
don't know what choice.
And I just
think I know what I'm voting for.
and I just got to write down on this little piece of paper determines
Do a
Joe's
straw
doom.
poll now to poll viewers. I don't know, man. I think you guys should just make us play
right,
fucking
I have a
Digimon. All right. I hope you did what I think you did.
Okay. We have 3 pieces of paper. We got 1 vote for Fractured Butthole.
Fuck.
We got to vote for. Oh, I thought that was nothing. Got to vote for 50 Cent. Oh my gosh, guys. And we got to vote for Middle Earth.
Okay, so the one game that did
The
get
one
voted
game
for
that
drops
will
down.
not be played is Digimon Cyber
Okay,
Sleuth.
so let's do it again. 3 more pieces of paper.
Another vote.
We're narrowing down the options here.
All right, give me some.
we
give me
we
a
could
minute.
just do Joe movie rules right now.
Hold on. You got those 3. Now you got those 3 options.
Well, the problem is now we're going to try to adjust to like double down on one, and we're just going to pick opposing.
No, the only way. So the way this works is
It's just a chance thing now.
yeah.
So there's the other side of the paper has been scribbled so that we won't have any double votes. And I shall close my eyes. If I close my eyes forever. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Close my eyes forever. It's a good thing you all have bad handwriting, or else I'd be able to figure out who voted for what.
The vote should be just between the 2 that tied, says Abrac. That would be an interesting. Although it would just be 50 Cent if that happened. Because I, I know Cameron doesn't want to play Digimon.
We got to vote for Shadow of Mordor. 2 votes for Shadow of Mordor.
Oh fuck!
And 1 vote for South Park. We are playing Shadow of Mordor.
What did you vote for?
I voted for Shadow.
I did too.
I was afraid that. Okay, honestly, I would have voted for South Park if I knew that Cameron would have voted for South Park as well. And I was like, last time he went 50 Cent and I went Shadow, I don't think he's going to think I'm going to do
You
the opposite
honestly
one.
went 50 Cent?
I did 50 first.
It wasn't
yeah.
me. Are you kidding?
I just wrote 50 down on the paper.
I didn't want to play it. I just think it's good
I
for
was
us.
so sure that was twice.
How much is
I
this
just wrote
game? Is
50.
this a brand new game?
Yeah, it's a brand new game.
Damn it.
Well,
can,
so is South Park.
I'm just gonna red box it.
Yeah,
dude.
you can red box
I'm just gonna
it.
red box it and beat it in a couple
What
days.
shall be done after
Yeah.
payday? I shall red box.
Game with the least votes. Yes, Abrac, but it was the game, the
It was
only
the
game with
game
the legitimate
with
votes.
the most real votes.
No one tampered with that one.
With the most real votes? South Park had 40 votes,
Yeah,
Joe.
but
How
who
many did you
knows?
put on there?
I put a few. I put a few on South Park. I put a few on. That was the one I tested first, and then I wanted to get 50 Cent closer to Digimon, so I added a few on 50 Cent. It's okay. I've been punished. This is my confession now.
All right. Do you feel like
I
a better
brought
person?
50 Cent up to where Digimon was the other day. So, like Thursday, I brought it up to where Digimon was.
See, I was telling you that
That's
no one,
more than 15
if you're going to
votes.
skew the votes,
Digimon was up
if you're
by
gonna
like
if you're gonna
30.
skew the
It
votes,
wasn't
you
up
don't
by that
skew the
much when I
votes
did it.
drastically ahead of the other one. You skew the votes to make it look like it's still just about it, and then slowly bring it above it.
I was just hoping people had forgotten about the poll, but people kept on coming back to the page and adding some Digimon, but then people kept on doing 50 Cent too, so it was like, it might be okay. But, all right.
Oh,
Our
actually,
next
it's a
poll-
20-hour game.
Our next poll, that's better than 50. Our next poll is going to be on Twitter, and the Twitter poll will come out right after the episode comes out.
Yeah, we can do it for 7 days. So
And we'll do it on Schweiss's because he has the most followers, and then the rest of us will retweet it. This is what I assume what will happen.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for my dishonesty on this one. I really am.
Apology.
I'm just sorry that 50 Cent lost. I thought he was going to be able to pull it
But
off.
here's the deal. I found out the day after that Digimon was a 50-hour game, and I wanted to kill myself if that game won.
And
How
it
did
was
you
starting
find
to.
out?
Because Schweiss said it in the chat. He didn't want to play a 50-hour RPG.
I looked it up.
Shouldn't have said that.
Dude, I don't want to play it either. Are you kidding me?
He doesn't want to play it. That's why he voted for Shadow of Mordor.
That's why I rigged the votes for 50
I
Cent.
don't know about you guys, but yeah, I am super not ready to put a time into another super fucking long RPG.
Oh yeah, that's why you were asking us to give you any PS1 game to play.
Oh, I know.
Including RPGs, which is most of the catalog for
I know.
PS1.
And I campaigned for Digimon 2 afterwards because I wanted Joe to play it.
Congratulations, Shadow of Mordor. Is it Shadow of Mordor? Is that the one?
No, it's Shadow of War.
Shadow of War.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
Middle Earth Shadow of War. Shadow of Mordor is the old
I
one.
said Shadow of Mordor about 16 times now, so someone's going to be shitting their pants while they're listening to this episode and be like, it's wrong!
You already played that one.
Also, that's 5 cents towards my swear jar. Okay. What has everyone been playing?
I have been playing some Burnout Revenge, and I have been playing Final Fantasy X, and some Pokemon Moon, and some Dragon Quest Builders.
Why are you doing Builders?
Because
Is
that's
that
the
in the
next.
order?
This is the next game for Puff Puff. It's technically a what if story of what you if like because Dragon Quest 1 ends with you being able to make the choice to either join the Dragon Lord or defeat him, and it's based on the choice to join him.
So they're pulling a Legend of Zelda where they, like, one storyline
It's just like a what if story. Yeah,
if
it's like the only one that I know of.
if you
though.
don't beat the one with the planet falling or the moon falling.
Yeah, if you die in the Ganondorf fight with an Ocarina of Time, it's the Majora's Mask storyline. I think.
Yeah. And that one is also one of the ones on, like, Wii, isn't it? That follows that.
Yeah, there's like.
So are
weird
there?
timeline.
So that means there are only, like, 4 links then.
Well, it's the same link.
Oh, is it always the same link?
So
Leave
it's
it on the background.
it's a different link, but it's the same link. So it's like he's reincarnated,
Oh, okay.
basically.
So he's Jesus,
Yes,
but he has come back.
yes. And one time with pink hair, and every time I said that, somebody was like trying to deny me, but he has pink hair in A Link to the Past.
I own that. I could confirm if I played
It's
it.
a great game. Best Legend of Zelda,
Yeah, if you like Legend of Zelda,
which everyone does.
which everyone pretty much does.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the first half of Wind Waker that I played. That's a long game. I played like 30 hours
Wind
of that
Waker
game
is
and
fun
found out I was halfway
up
through.
until the point where you have to collect the Triforce pieces, and then it's a piece of shit, and then it's good again.
I had gotten the Master Sword. That's when I stopped playing. There was some little puzzle thing I couldn't
There's
figure out. how to
after
get
that
past.
you have to get the
Okay. All
it's
right.
annoying.
Fine. Cameron, what'd you play?
I played a little bit of Destiny at the beginning of this week.
You played with Destiny, huh?
And then what else did I play? I hardly played any PlayStation games this week. Trying to think. Yeah, I think that's all I played on the PlayStation this week. And then I played Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links.
Is that Dave Mustaine?
I'll have to.
Dave Mustaine enjoys some Yu-Gi-Oh.
No, you gotta listen to the sound that the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links when it opens up. It's like Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links or something like that.
I'm surprised you didn't just turn it on. I would have. I'm like,
He couldn't. He kept going with it.
Hello, Yugi.
it's me.
It's me again.
It's yummy.
And then I played a little bit of Pokemon Go. But yeah, other than
Really
that,
enjoying those phone games,
played,
huh?
I don't know. I just have been. It's going to happen any second.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links.
What? It's a different
That
voice.
sounds nothing like Dave Mustaine.
I think they use a different voice every time it launches.
Is that a
I don't
mobile
know.
game?
It did
Yeah, it's a
have an
mobile
update.
game.
Is that because of your roommate?
No, he's
no,
playing the Digimon one because
my
of his
roommate's playing the
roommate.
Digimon one. I have opened the Digimon.
There it is. Oh, that is weird.
There you go.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links.
All right. Yeah, so I've been playing that game and then a little bit of Pokemon Go because my coworkers were playing it and I was out to lunch with them. So, other than that, yeah, it's pretty much all I've played this week.
Yeah, and if there's any peer pressure, Cameron is all about it.
It's just, I wanted to play a little Pokemon. They're doing a raid, so, might as well join.
Yeah, strength the punch. It's fine. You know what's in it. But we didn't tell you, so it's okay. I have pretty much exclusively been... Oh, no, that's not necessarily true. I played a shitload of Burnout Revenge. I put like 15 hours into this game this week. Yeah. And I still have about 40 races left. I'm getting kind of OCD about getting gold medals. If it's a traffic attack, if it's a Crash Breaker race, or any regular race, anything but Crash, I guess, I want gold.
Crash is almost impossible to get golden in this game.
Crash is brutal in this. I don't know why. I do know why. It's because they have like multiple tiers of cars, and you have to like push one just off the edge to wreck.
Dude,
the
there's
others.
I swear to God, you have to do everything in a perfect like pattern, and it's the same pattern every time, and you have to do it perfectly for Burnout Revenge.
Yeah.
Whereas like Takedown, you could just do whatever the fuck you wanted as long as it caused a shitload of carnage.
Takedown. My favorite ever racing thing was the crash mode, like at the very end of the game, because there was a ramp that I would take, right? Mm-hmm. And as the city bus.
Oh, is that the Jackknife?
I think so.
Jackknife City.
Yeah. I could take the ramp as a city bus, and I would land on top of a gas tanker, and the gas tanker would blow up, and it would launch me a little bit higher. But then I would like keep hitting the gas tanker, and it would keep blowing up over and over and over again. And then like at the very end of the thing, like there was this one car that was just gonna get away, and Burnout 3 is like addicted to destruction, right? So like, right as this car is almost in the free zone, the fucking gas tanker just fucking lands on it. It's just nothing left. Just destruction. Like it finally came back to Earth to kill this last car.
And that is why Burnout 3 is the best racing game ever.
Oh, man.
But this one's pretty close. I'm having a lot of fun with it. And, but yeah, everything but the crash mode, I try to get all gold medals in. But I've kind of stopped doing that. Kind of near the end.
Gotta beat it on time.
Yeah, that and I played a little bit.
Still got time.
Yeah, we have 2 weeks. I played a little bit of Call of Duty Classic.
Oh my God.
Still on the same exact area on the boat, and I just can't.
Still
beat it.
playing it on veteran.
Yeah, I can't beat it. It's impossible.
Dude, I know. It was like I was telling you, it's coded by Satan in Activision's basement. That game is fucking evil.
It's really hard. I don't understand.
You can't even poke your gun out without getting killed in an instant.
Well, and here's the thing. I have the level memorized completely, right?
Oh, you have to. That game is wrong.
But what happens is I come up the stairs. There's a guy. I kill the guy really quickly. Another guy jumps right where that guy was. I kill him. And then I have to run out and like bypass like 4 guys. And there's like a 70% chance that I'm going to be instantly killed by a rifleman. So like I walk out, just instant dead. And then I restart, kill those 2 guys, walk out there, hope I don't get shot. But it's like 70% of the time I will get shot and die. And the other 30% I have to make a perfect run from those 2 guys to this other area where I then fight like 6 dudes in a row in a hallway. And then I come out of that zone and there are more riflemen like up on the roof. So it's all chance.
Yeah,
it's all RNG.
That's all it is.
I'm going to be able to
The game
dodge
is
this
like
fucking
no
dude.
skill, 100% chance.
Yeah, I hate it. And I'm 2 trophies away from getting the platinum. And those trophies are beating it on hardened and beating it on veteran. And they don't stack.
Yeah, so you have to beat it on hardened
God.
next.
Yeah.
Dude.
Fuck
I
that.
would get that plat if not for that. Because I would go for the veteran. Because I have everything else.
Yeah, says the guy who can't fucking hardly play it on easy.
It's
Dude,
a fucking hard game.
Dude, it is. It's fucking wrong. And I am playing it on fucking hard.
It's
right
like the
now.
Dark Souls of shooters. Is
Yeah.
what this fucking thing is. It's not okay.
Yeah, it's so wrong.
And like that's how it is. Like I'll do a perfect run. I'll kill those 2 guys really quickly. I'll step 1 foot out and I'm just instantly sniped. Restart. Like it's just that's just how it is. Like 2/3 of the time I will die no matter what.
What if you did like this little bunny hop crouch thing right outside the door?
It doesn't matter. The guy, he will just see me and shoot me. He just like rifle bam.
Yeah, dude, they have their accuracy is insane, and they know where you are at all times.
Is it veteran bot mode on?
It's
Oh, it's
I would say
above
it's worse.
that.
Black
Yeah,
Ops?
it's
It's
like
worse.
it's like they're gods, dude.
You don't get that like half second like where they and then they shoot you. It's just it's just shoot you.
Yeah, dude. They won't even be looking at you, and they could shoot you.
It's fucked up. Then I played that, and then I also tried to complete a couple extra trophies that I have in Bejeweled 2. I was playing that. That I also am not good enough at to get all the trophies in.
Bejeweled 2 gets rough at some of those challenges.
Yeah, I'm trying to do the challenge mode, and I have to finish level 5, and I couldn't even get to level 5. I got to level 4 and lost. So
I love the dude who speaks while you're playing that.
yeah, he sexually harasses you with his
Yeah.
voice. Ooh,
Perfect.
yeah. So I played a bit of that too. And I think, and then I played Coded Arms on PSP. It's a weird first-person shooter from Konami.
From Konami.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's their first foray into FPS. And, yeah, not that great, but, What about you, Joe?
I have played solely and exclusively Final Fantasy Tactics this week, and played it as much as I could, and am halfway through Chapter 3 out of 4. Of course, Chapter 4 is as big as 2 chapters put together, so I guess I'm halfway through the game.
Plus, there's extra stuff you get to do, like getting Cloud.
Extra.
I don't think he's gonna
I don't
do
do
that.
extra stuff.
You got to do those extra stuff.
No, don't.
Yeah.
You're not the boss
Yeah,
of me.
you got to do that
okay?
extra stuff, man.
Also, someone on the freaking Twitch chat said we need to remove Joe from power. Does that mean firing me from my own show?
No, this means that you can never vote ever again.
How are you going to do
don't-
that?
I don't know what that means.
That's going to be impossible. Yeah.
Okay, guys, you have to call the number in and leave a voicemail saying the vote.
Yeah, so that
And you get
way-
a bunch of...
Somebody just put up a random vote saying to remove Joe from power, and then
And then we get a bunch of fucking payphones calling in to call Joe.
We could just block
Different
Joe's
voices.
Twitter. We could just block Joe's Twitter account whenever we do the poll.
Yeah, and then unblock him after.
Joe, you're removed from power.
There you go. 0 power now.
Well, next year, remember my proposal for how to do video game votes next year?
Where we each get a vote.
No, it was either we each
No.
get a vote or the 2 that aren't playing games.
The 2
nominate
that aren't
I
playing
like the
games?
one where we each get a vote better.
I like the 2 that don't. Okay. So I don't know if we've talked about it on the show itself yet.
I'm not sure.
We did
Okay.
once.
All right.
We mentioned it.
So, real quick recap then. If it's mine and Caleb Craig's turn to do a game, then the people who are going to nominate those games are Cameron and Caleb Schweiss. So, it could be it's a very political sort of way of playing. I think it would be interesting, and I was thinking about doing that for season 3.
I like the one where we each get a vote better. Because then you still get a chance to play what you want, and then they also get a chance to fuck you with something they want to have you play.
Well, who says they're going to screw you with something? Why can't they just be...
Because
Like,
he
I really
always
want-
tries to suicide
I
bomb
really
me.
want Cameron to try a Final Fantasy game so that me and you then suddenly go, okay, the nominees are FF1, FF3, FF7, FF10.
Well, Schweiss could get in on that too if he wanted.
Yeah. I'm just saying. I think it'd be great. We could try the other one too.
Plus, if you tried to force Cam to play an FF game, I'm pretty sure it'd win anyway.
Yeah,
Just saying.
I'm pretty sure it would win.
There are those who want to keep the Final Fantasy.
Or you
separate.
think that South Park's going to win and then no one votes for it.
There is good cause to think it would win.
Yeah. All the polls.
And like outside of the massive rigging that went on.
It's all about the campaign. That's why 50 Cent was so successful.
Well, who would replace me
Yeah.
on the show, huh?
We're not talking about replacing.
If we
Joe.
did replace you, it would be rotating between Jake and Dylan.
Mostly Dylan. But yes, probably that would probably be.
Hey, you say that so
Like I have a plan
So
for it.
Yeah, like you have some kind of plan for it.
So readily available.
And we all know that Jake has Joe's editing skills when it comes to the fucking.
Oh yeah, editing skills. No, it would be
Cameron, you were here, weren't you?
I am sarcastic as fuck
all
right now, Joe.
It was like teaching Jake how to do that thing was just like, I don't know.
He's listening to this.
teaching a 3-year-old how to drive
good. Yeah,
and less complicated, by the way.
it would have to be. I don't know. I don't think it would be a good idea to replace you, obviously. But
We're not talking about replacing.
Oh,
it.
we had
Just-
we had a couple fine episodes with Adam. You know,
well, yeah, but
Yeah,
we've had
like
fine
this one.
episodes.
it would be a great one
Oh
without you.
no, Joe's turning into pissy mode. Look at him. He's doing that little half smirk, like little fucking. Oh, yep. We've lost him. This will be
It's
another
all right.
reiteration of.
It's all right.
why
When
he's
we
the most
when we get to
offensive
start
host.
talking about Tomb Raider, he'll come back.
No, I don't
comes
think what
back.
we should. It's like suspending someone's license when they've committed too many traffic violations. We just suspended his voting license, and he'll get it back once he turns what, like 26.
When we're sure there's no way to rig the vote, he can have it back.
Yeah. Anyways, so
See what the show becomes without me? Silence.
Well, it's because Schweiss isn't saying anything either. All right, Tomb Raider. Oh wait, no, we need questions.
questions.
No, we need to know who's beaten a game this week.
That's true. Did you beat a game,
Remember?
Craig?
This is how the show goes.
Yeah, I beat Pokemon Moon. So there you
gotta
go.
wait for the freaking.
Then play the fucking noise. God.
He's fucking Twitter stalking someone, you guys.
All right.
All right, Schweiss. Honestly, your internet is garbage right
Who's
now.
being a
I
game?
cannot connect
It's not
to
plugged
anything.
in, is why
Just
the
yeah.
router's not hooked up at all.
Oh my god.
There you go.
Has anybody beaten a game?
I beat Pokemon Moon.
I didn't beat anything.
No.
Nope. So Craig is now ahead by 2. The list is over there.
Yep. The hog.
I thought you were going to have that burnout done, Schweiss.
I could have, but I got distracted by Trophy Hog. Because I've had the most trophies this month out of any other month. I've got like 130 this month, and I wanted to get a couple more, so I was just trying to clean up, but I wasn't able to, and then I just went back to Burnout and didn't finish it. So, Craig is, of course, in the lead with his Pokemon, whatever the fuck,
Moon.
and he is sitting at 38 games. I am in second place at 36 games. We have a third place going to Cameron at 16, and then fourth and final place, Joe, with 13 games beaten to the date. Guys, next week is the first month, or the first week in November. Get your hog in. We need to know where you stand.
There's no way to rig the hog, by the way.
Unless you just lie.
Unless you lie.
It's kind
Unless you downright lie.
Yeah, but jump on that. Go to newcline.net, enter your hog there, and
It's
let us know where you guys
verified
are
easy
chilling.
All right. We got a question, Krager?
We do have a question. We have a couple questions. First one is from Shinru. He says, "Hey guys, any idea when you will be playing my donated game? This is more for the 2 Calebs, but just curious to know when you guys plan on playing Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne. No rush, of course. I'm looking forward to your upcoming game reviews. I was just wondering if you had a schedule or something planned for when you were going to get around to doing it. I remember giving it to you around the same time that Jomu gave you Horizon Zero Dawn for you guys to play."
It seems like a question with a little bit of salt thrown in there. Like
I'm sorry, Shinru, but I've been waiting for Schweiss to start it. So whenever he feels like playing a 60-hour RPG.
yeah. Thank you for the follow, by the way, Simur. Ooh, this one I was kind of dreading us getting to. I will start it at some point. I don't know when. I know we did play the game that Jamu gave everybody, but I mean, that was a little different. The guy sent it from Sweden. I mean, how cool is that, right?
He sent me a movie that I still haven't watched.
And we also got...
I need to watch it, too.
I also had to pay 60 cents for tax for Shin Megami Tensei. Now, I appreciate you covering the rest of it, but if we're going to be completely honest here, Jamu covered all of it. And
So you're saying you want him to send you 60 cents?
You can blame Mr. Herbert, Governor Herbert.
Yeah. Thank you, our great governor. I won't ask him for 60 cents, but I will say that it will push me back a little ways. Plus, I'm just worrying about other things right now, so I'll probably play it sometime next year. I don't know when.
Yeah, Schweiss took on a second job.
Yeah, I'm going to start that in November, so I'm not going to be
you
able
got
to
the
play.
post office?
Yeah.
It's a whole nother not going to play 50-hour Digimon gig. That's what that would be.
No, he's still playing games. That is other work.
Yeah, does his other job really qualify as like
He's
something
basically
that
getting paid to sit
hinders
there playing
progress?
PSP. So
I haven't been playing that much PSP lately. I didn't even beat one
You
of
didn't
the...
beat a game this week.
Yeah, I can't be playing that much if I didn't even beat one.
it's because you were too busy rigging the votes.
Yeah. That's why. But we'll get to it. I mean,
You gotta hook us up to some Lime machines.
I did uninstall it yesterday, but I was trying to create room for God of War Ascension to trophy grind,
Yeah.
but I can't. So
Oh, so you guys are not keeping your word.
yep,
No.
Keeping our word by what?
not playing. We didn't play the games they gave us.
Oh, we also have we have to play Monkey Island as well.
Did somebody give that to us?
Yeah. They sent us $10 to get it on Steam, and I have it on my Xbox One already, so you should get that and
All right.
start it soon.
All right, I can do
Ish.
that.
It's Monkey Island
It's a
long.
lot. It's a lot less time than 50 hours. So
Yeah, it's a click adventure thing, so
yeah, it's
shouldn't be-
point and click.
Shouldn't be very long. All right, you got anything else for us?
The next question is also from Shinru. He asks, what would make you not be friends with your fellow hosts? Kind of a joke, but slightly serious question for the Nude Clan hosts. What is one thing that would cause you to go from being friends with your fellow Nude Clan hosts to being full-on enemies, potentially causing you to never speak or hang out together ever again? What would each one of you do to make you not want to be their friend anymore? Joe eating all of Schweiss's food in his refrigerator. Cam finding out Joe hid cameras in his mom's house. Joe discovering Craig intentionally destroyed the one and only finalized copy of his new movie. Craig discovering that Schweiss has been sneaking crushed estrogen pills in his food for the last decade. It probably has happened. I don't know.
It hasn't been 10 years.
Well, apparently it's been internet problems. Apparently that's a real issue with some people.
Yeah, when they're paying for it,
I'm having
Paying
internet
for plenty of
problems,
other
too.
crap, Greg.
Not enough.
We were all paying.
Not enough.
You got some really smelly
were
ice
paying
in your
the
freezer,
least.
Schweiss.
Yeah.
Smelly
it's old
eyes.
Old ice. Ice, baby.
I don't know if there's anything that would cause me to never want to talk to you people again, other than maybe
I'd say getting punched, but obviously that's not enough.
maybe Nude Clan itself would be enough at some point. I don't know.
I think that this whole thing, or our friendship, is just a hoax. It's just this we come together, do this show, and then afterwards we don't talk to each other all week.
Kinda, yeah. We just send memes. That's about it. Thoughts on Call of Duty World War II? I have none. I haven't played it, and I think it looks like Battlefield 1. So they're kind of just feeding off of an idea of another great company.
Yeah, World War II.
Yeah, feeding off of that World War I idea.
Yeah, they keep milking that
Copycats.
World War.
I don't think it's that. I think they just wanted a good excuse to make a more basic video game.
Yeah. Well, that and their other ones are shit now. So yeah, we'll try it. But I don't know. Do you have anything that would make you not want to hang out with us ever again, Cameron?
Nothing comes to mind.
I mean, maybe
immediately.
He's okay with me having sex with his mom.
Well, he wants you to make her happy, so you have to have good
No,
sex
he
with
mostly
his mom.
wants him
someone else
to
to pay for her
avoid
bills.
avoid her bugging him all the time.
You have to give her good sex to make her happy. And that's what Cameron was
good
saying.
sex, bad sex.
Deus Ex.
Just as long as she's no longer dependent on me, that's great.
That's what it is that your wallet versus your conscience.
Ready to call Joe stepdaddy?
I would do it almost for that. Son.
Daddy?
Why don't you ever call me son?
No, it's perfect.
Why don't you ever call me anymore?
Joe does look like he's the oldest person in this group. I mean, he was your dad once.
I know, he was my dad once.
Daddy?
I'm the youngest person here. All right.
Good. No need to shout, Daddy.
Yeah, maybe maybe like a murder of a family member.
Yeah, that would probably be that'd be it.
But that's
Yeah,
like a
it's-
ridiculous thing to say. Why would that ever happen?
Well, I could see a few reasons, but I'm just kidding.
I'd play it.
Yeah.
I
What
would.
reasons can you
You know
see,
what?
Joe?
I will rent World War II Call of Duty and then try it out and see how I feel about it.
What about kill just to take an addict out of his misery? You know, just keeps going back to that vanilla, and you just don't want to see that kind of suffering anymore. The suffering it puts upon other people. So it's a mercy kill, really.
It's a mercy killing. Is that how you're going to view your serial killer career?
Well, it's only one guy.
It's gonna leave one vanilla wafer on the chest of the victims. The wafer man.
Have you seen him eat vanilla ice cream?
No.
Is that too? Oh, that is too much for him.
Who we
No,
talking
he
about?
eats the...
Does he have vanilla protein powder?
Oh.
No.
No.
You can't have it trigger him. You can't.
Oh, I don't know, dude. He just,
Is it the vanilla flavor that makes him go back to it? Is that what we're talking about?
I honestly have no idea how it
alcohol in
works
it, dude.
or whatever, so let's just move on.
I'm not an expert in vanilla addiction.
Craig, you didn't answer the question.
I don't know. I mean, you've already abused me constantly. I don't know what much more you could do.
He says with a tear in his eye.
Fucking cutting me off from my own goddamn internet.
That was years ago.
All you need to do is roll
And
up.
still
Although
hilarious.
the spirit of that is still
Dude,
alive
I
and
am
well.
almost positive that his internet box, just look at the standard default password while you're there one time with him not looking and log in and do it to him again at his own home. That would probably do it.
Don't say that, Cameron. You're not supposed to say that on mic with him in the room.
No,
That is an excellent
I
idea.
reset that thing constantly. So
No.
Why do you
change
reset
the
it
password?
because he fears it.
because I need to.
Do you change the password?
It's just now an OCD practice.
It's ingrained in him. Yeah,
I
it's
think
something
he has.
has
I
to
think
do.
he has not done that. I think he would never actively do that, but he might now go home and do it.
No, I have. Trust me, I have. It haunts me.
Oh God, dramaticism.
You call me a drama queen, Cam?
A little bit. What gender are you today?
I'm a dude.
Okay,
Yeah,
You're a queen.
usually a dude.
so you're a drag queen.
I'm not wearing no women's clothes. And even as a woman, I don't wear women's clothes.
As a woman, I don't want to respect your gender politics. I will
You're a
wear
woman now?
Whatever I want. No, I'm talking.
Craig.
for
When
you.
Craig says it, I'm taking him seriously when he says it.
Are you really?
Yeah,
Why?
because it's funny to me.
It's funnier to you to take it seriously.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
But then you're not
you guys
taking
are
it
going in
seriously
circles
as
about
you.
this. So the internet would be one. So Craig hates my guts now.
Oh,
I just have a suspicion that you're constantly lying to me now. So
I'm constantly lying to you
yeah, dude. That's why I
about
think.
what?
Why do you think I think you rigged the votes? Why do you think I'm pretty sure that Schweiss did too?
I don't know about Schweiss. Maybe.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, if I were
I'm
lying to you,
fairly sure.
I wouldn't have said that I did it.
Years after it happened.
Years? This was this week. Or are you talking about the internet?
Talking about the internet
Oh
thing.
my gosh. Look.
You took years to tell me what happened.
I did because I forgot about it for a long time, and then I remembered, and it was the greatest experience of my life. And then just see your deep red-faced anger when we're playing a game over at TJ's house. Just hatred, just ooh, just it was so long ago. Gosh. You can't take anything, man. You can't be laughed at. I don't know, like you take so much verbal abuse from us.
I can.
But
this was different.
If it comes from me, it's awful.
No, this was different. You caused me to purchase things. You caused me to purchase things I didn't need to purchase.
You did though in that moment.
Given
the circumstances.
I still say that you're. I know we had internet problems anyway, which made it really.
You would claim that because you don't want to have to be responsible.
Which made it really believable. That was part of the prank.
The only thing that would make me hate you guys a lot is if somehow I ended up in jail for a long time because of you guys. That would probably do it.
That probably is going to happen at some point.
I don't know what you're talking about. None of us have criminal records.
Yeah.
Wait. Well, I don't. I don't know about you guys.
No.
I'm clean.
Twice?
Yeah, sure. I'm clean. I'm as clean as you can.
He buried a body the other day, but he's fine.
If I can, I remain clean.
It's what the cops don't know that should worry you.
Yeah. It's when you're really good. You don't have to, you're still clean, technically.
It's when they know all your crimes, can't do anything about it.
Yeah. Yeah, they just know it, that there's no evidence. Just know it in their gut, their heart.
Is that all of our questions today?
Yeah, we answered more than we usually do.
All right. Let's pull up a trailer for that old Tomb Raider.
We are running out of time. And if we fail, we must wait another 5,000 years.
Well, I don't know about you, but that's more time than I'm prepared to commit to this enterprise.
This summer, the planets will align.
They will align.
Swore to bring their ancestors back to life.
It wasn't in the movie.
There's apparently a lot of stuff in the trailer that isn't in the movie.
It gives its possessor power of the light.
No, I saw that in like some trivia. I was watching it on Amazon.
Yeah, that wasn't in there either.
Of one.
Don't start.
You're quite an authority on things.
Yeah, that was in the movie.
I travel. It's an ancient clock. It was hidden in a secret room. It glows, but it's getting brighter, like it's counting down to something.
You can build, destroy, move back and forth through time. The future is yours now, Lara. We're the only one.
Got some sweet background music to this.
Khaleesi. Trying to kill me.
I'm not going to kill you.
I said you'd try.
That wasn't in the movie. None of those lines.
Time to save the universe again, then, is it?
On June 15th, the biggest adventure of the summer begins. Angelina Jolie is Lara Croft.
This is where I start to have fun.
Not in the movie.
Tomb Raider.
Womb Raider.
Okay. So, first thing I want to point out before we start this thing, did you guys notice that freaking Buddhist temple was like the same one in Mortal Kombat?
Basically, yeah.
Basically the same. Same. It might be a real place. Might be the same thing. So I was like, is this a callback or is this just coincidence? I'm not sure.
Who can say? So the film was released in 2001, and it was directed by Simon West. I pulled up his Wikipedia page. It's the guy who directed Con Air, General's Daughter, this movie, The Expendables 2. He was a producer for Black Hawk Down, executive producer, in fact. So he's been involved with some good stuff, and some not so great stuff from that list as well. The film had a budget of $115 million, and it ended up pulling in $274 million in the box
pretty big
office.
hit.
So definitely a big hit. It's not quite the Mortal Kombat mode.
It's not the amount of net. No.
Yeah, not the net, but it was still quite the successful film. So I mean, So bringing in Angelina Jolie at the very least brought some value to this movie, right?
Yeah, all value. all value to this movie is Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, again, though, the screenplay was written by 2 people and the story was by 4.
So they had a few drafts.
It seems to be a common theme with this. So no wonder the fucking commercial is so different from the actual movie with at least 4 lines that I counted that didn't carry over to the film itself. So.
And a shot of John Voight doing a triangle over his eye, which I don't remember that at all.
I don't either. I doubt that actually happened in the movie.
Yeah. Pretty sure it didn't. Is that all you got for us? Is who directed it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, all right.
Now we bitch about it.
So we all saw this as kids, probably around the time it came out. I remember liking it. Mostly, I think I liked Angelina Jolie.
Same.
Okay.
Yeah. This movie did put her on my sexual radar as a pubescent child. Yeah.
Yes. Did it hold up?
No, not at all.
Yeah. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Wait,
it's
like a minute. Okay, no.
Okay, so I got my notes. Schweiss, you got your notes. You guys, of course, the lazy hosts, don't have any notes.
I'm playing it by ear.
Playing it by ear. Okay. First thing that happens with this movie, super snazzy titles told me just how wrong I was when I said I liked it. The titles of this movie, I mean, okay, so we had one studio logo, which was fine. The second studio logo looked like a really bad Photoshop. And then the Tomb Raider logo that was like, and then like 60 sound effects. It's a similar thing with Wing Commander. I was like, ooh, this is a bad sign.
Red flag.
Red flag. The more insane the titles are, the worse the movie is.
Yeah.
There's pretty much a 1-to-1 thing going on there. So that's when I knew I was out. And that's also the same still frame of like the crazy, it's a logo-y logo too. It's not just like the words with some typeface. It's like,
well, let's just do some word art and have the animated logo flip in. Okay, perfect.
So I wrote down techno music plus gunfights. Did The Matrix just come out? The answer is yes. And there's a lot of Angelina Jolie in like tight black outfit with sunglasses on. I'm like, oh, this is very Matrix.
Yeah, and she does like a fuckload of flips.
A lot of flips. I don't. You said she does a lot of flips. It's her stunt woman.
Well, yeah.
Many times in this movie, by the way. It's definitely not Angelina Jolie.
Yeah. Let's talk about that opening flip, though, that we saw a recap of in the trailer. That slow-mo off-the-rope flip. It should have been a broken ankle, but it was just she slowed down enough as she was falling through the air.
I thought the first shot in this movie, when she was like upside down, I thought that was a cool shot.
But what about the flip? The flip right after that?
The flip was stupid.
And then the sound effects that it has, like...
Yeah, the sound effects are over the top. And I mean, the techno music was really what was the most over the top for me. I was just like, please kill me.
Techno over the top.
Kill me with all the German techno music. I can't stand it.
Okay, what did you guys remember from this movie before watching it again?
Angelina Jolie.
Yeah.
I remembered her. I remembered the robot.
I remember the robot.
I remembered thinking that the British guy was Seth Green, and then I remember the rope fight. But that is it. That is all I remembered. No Daniel Craig.
Yeah,
no John Voight. No one else. Just Angelina Jolie.
When Daniel Craig showed up, I was like, "What? What are we doing here?
What is this?
Is that Daniel Craig?"
All right. So, first thing happens: Lara Croft has a fight with a robot in a fake tomb.
Yeah.
Like she just has like a training zone.
Tomb.
All the sets look very set-like, especially when getting destroyed.
Oh yeah, or like later when she's like skiing through the snow tunnel. I'm like, that looks very set.
It's definitely. It's not cheap, but it is theatrical looking. It doesn't look quite right.
I mean, just
They're not
the
really
destruction
selling
of the
it for
set
reality.
itself is inconsistent. Sometimes it just doesn't break when a hero's hiding behind a piece of stuff. It's fine.
I guess
no. But when someone's thrown against it, it just shatters into a million pieces.
So she's able to kill the robot. and then or like disable it. She opens up like this laptop case that's right in front of the robot where all the controls are at, I guess. I thought she was like hacking into it, but she wasn't really. She was like giving it new instructions. And then she makes it play
music.
Instead of saying, it just says kill Lara Croft, like the robot knows who that is, just like right there. She disables that, puts on her music, which is also terrible German techno. So I put
Party
Lara
mix.
Croft's taste in music is terrible was one of my notes here. And then we meet the butler, we meet the weird robot guy, and then we get the shower scene, which is really the only scene.
Yeah, that was the first time I actually laughed heartily at the movie. Was the shower scene when she did the little hair flip.
The hair flip.
It wasn't even a majestic hair flip. It was just like a hair
slow-mo,
rope. Just
I wrote no one showers like that. Is what I wrote.
what are you talking about? I'm flipping my hair in the shower all the time.
Yeah, I also
You can't
wrote
stop.
Ian Glenn is too good for this movie, and he also has too much hair for this movie. I think, and it's too dark.
And then let's not forget the side boob of ages.
Okay. Let's talk about the shower scene real quick. Now, when I say a shower scene, if you haven't seen this movie, it is like a music video of Angelina Jolie showering from the shoulders up, kind of to her back. But she keeps looking over to the right-hand side because, she's modeling.
Yeah.
Not because, how often do you just kind of look to the right?
As you're
when in the shower, you just kind of, and I just kept on going, what is she looking at? Is she like watching TV?
She's looking for the soap.
I do the copper tone,
If you see
logo.
that shower, there's like nowhere to put anything.
Yeah.
She's just looking.
She's like
the
looking
hair
for a
flip.
spot.
If you flipped your hair like that, you get so much water all over like the ceiling and the wall of the bathroom that like you would grow mold. It would be such a big problem.
Cut to Caleb walk into his bathroom and mold on the ceiling. Damn it, Alexandra! Stop flipping your hair in the shower.
Yeah. Oh, could be mine. Could be mine.
What hair?
And then yes, I just wrote side boob. That was one line here. So Cameron, tell us about.
No, it's the side boob of ages. It was you should be more modest, and she turns
More
around,
ladylike.
more ladylike, and she turns around with her just perfect.
No, he says ladies
curvature.
should be modest.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Both of
Okay,
you guys.
Ladies,
screw y'all. You're both wrong.
and she turns around just enough to give him a good side boob. She's like, well, a lady should.
This is the best side boob in history. It's beautiful. It is one of the things I remembered from this movie from when I was 12 and saw this thing. It is incredible.
And it's gonna be high up on the ranks for the future side boob hour episode that we do.
Yes.
and that is my side boob.
Side boob.
Oh,
Like
natural.
that side boob. Well, you shouldn't. 'cause
And,
that's my side boob.
My next note, because we then cut to the bad guys. Holy crap, Jorah has aged. Now, his name is Ian Glenn.
Ian Glenn, yeah.
He plays Jorah Mormont from Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Dude, I couldn't not think that the entire time I was
know.
watching this movie. It's like it's spoiled for me because like the entire time I was like, fucking James Bond and Jorah Mormont are in this movie, and I can't think of them as not those two characters.
It's not just Jorah, but it's Jorah, and he's got mascara on.
Yeah.
And he's painted in his eyebrows, because this guy, naturally, kind of a strawberry blonde looking guy.
Yeah, he
and
looks like
because
you.
I know that, watching the movie, I'm like, oh, he has so much makeup on. Just so much makeup on in order to come across.
I wrote here, Bond.
Also, really digs the turtlenecks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in a band, I think, like a folk band.
I believe it.
He's got the eyeliner, but also the turtleneck. So I also wrote down here, Bond doesn't get the chick. So we've got, oh shit, what is his name? Daniel Craig. Yeah, he and Lara Croft had like a previous relationship that kind of ended poorly, and he doesn't get to bang her in this movie.
He does get some cool mouth to mouth though.
Yes, that is much later in the movie. Yes.
He also, yeah. I also saw the part where she blows up the TV dinner, like First of all, she's in really good shape,
Yeah.
like peak condition. Why is she eating TV dinners?
No, okay.
Secondly, she has a fucking butler. Yes.
Okay, no, you may have thought those two things, but the entire time I watched that, I was like, what the fuck did she put in the microwave?
Yeah, I was like, who explodes TV dinners?
She leave a fork in there? Like, what the fuck?
You're supposed to put the little holes.
Stab
in
a
the-
hole.
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
it's in the instructions.
Sorry, my butler usually stabs the holes for my TV dinners. Like, why is she eating that?
So did he seem like a young butler?
Kinda, yeah.
He seemed like he was like 26, and he's oh yes, I've been watching over this house for many years.
Yeah.
I worked for your father, you see. And he's like, he's not quite old enough for the butler. She gets annoyed about Egypt, going to Egypt again. I was like, spoiled SOB.
Yeah, entitled.
The Q sand comment.
Well, she's like,
Oh, yeah, it gets in all the cracks.
It gets in all the cracks. It's so sandy.
But I
My
like
favorite
you.
thing. So we then get kind of introduced to this this motif. I say like this movie knows what that is. This motif of Angelina Jolie like seeing children and her dreams and whatever with her father in it. First thing is she has a dream about a dead parent talking about her other dead parent.
Yeah,
Which
morbid.
I thought was hilarious. She dreams about her father
Deadception.
showing her a picture of her mother and talking about her. Which I just thought was ridiculous.
Did anyone else have a problem with the way she said "daddy"?
Yeah, I laughed at that too.
Every time she said it, she goes. She looks at the grave. Like, she's like, "Daddy."
And John Voight, who is her father and plays her father, he is only exposition. That is his only job.
Yeah,
every
time he
line in this
speaks,
movie is a piece of exposition.
Yeah.
So
He's like,
talked
this
about
is
the
what's
mother,
going on.
Yeah,
which was
should've-
not needed for the plot.
Yeah,
No.
he should have been like, "Hello, Laura. I'm here to move the plot
I'm
forward.
here to move the plot forward. So I wrote exposition dream. In
I
my
will
notes.
also be sending little girls to do the same
Okay,
later."
so real
Also-
quick,
Sorry, go ahead.
you guys, how did she figure out that there was a clock in
she
that
heard it.
hidden
It started
room?
ticking. I want to bitch about that in a
Yeah,
minute.
but like, how the fuck did she know exactly where it was?
She heard the ticking.
Yeah, I know she heard the ticking, but she went down the stairs and immediately busted open the wall, which required her to bust open the wall, by the way.
whoa.
And she just had to have,
Before that
happened to have
happens,
a crowbar.
Just because you can't echolocate like she can.
In this dream, by the way, the dream is not a scary dream, but she wakes up as if she was scared and pulls a knife.
yeah, I know.
Yeah. So don't forget that. Okay, and then she finds the clock.
No,
All right.
no. What if
No,
what if,
she does the rope fight
What
first.
if the twist is all those little girls that she comes across are actually her siblings? Her dad's just been all around the world.
Yeah, you will see the port wench's children.
Plant
Laura.
his seed in all these little backwoods
I was never
villages.
quite loyal to your mother after she died, of course.
They're
But
all
a man is lonely at port.
He tells her about the jasmine that she needs to go find, and then that little kid just points to the jasmine.
Yeah.
We're just finding it.
Yeah. But before that, though, we get a scene where she actually takes the. So we have, she finds a little piece of something, and she like. Oh no, is that the clock that she
finds
takes
the
Ian
clock.
Glenn? Okay, so
And then the Illuminati's after the clock.
Yeah. So she finds the clock. She finds Ian Glenn. He's like a clock master. He doesn't know where the clock is, and then that's when we get his soldiers basically break into her house as she's doing this
SWAT
weird
team.
this weird acrobat thing from like these ropes.
That's this acrobat thing just to see her stomach in her fluttery little dress as she's doing flips everywhere.
I wouldn't call
Oh
it.
my god, you guys! So during that fight, when she like threw one of the guys,
I
like
thought that
the
was
guy,
like the coolest part of the movie.
one of the guys
Although it's still
drops his
stupid.
gun, and you can see it bend.
Yes, you can.
I didn't see this.
It looks like shit. It's all fucked up. I saw it for like a split second. I was like, oh, that's weird. And then when you said it, I was like, oh my god, it was real.
Dude, they were fucking made of rubber, and apparently, like, you can see that gun used later, and the barrel is bent awkwardly, but like not to the point where you can really notice unless you're like looking for it.
Oh man.
I lolled at the rope fight. I also lolled when she went down the rope with her bare hands. Like,
Oh,
she
yeah,
went down.
and
I was like,
and
oh, God.
Yeah, I cringed at that. In the little food shoot
Just
where they'd
blood
send food
coming
to the next
out.
level.
Yeah.
Just,
I was
with
like,
their hands.
that would not go over that smoothly. That shit would.
I've had rope burn. That made my hands hurt.
We got the definition of cool is that Angelina Jolie traveling around with a techno soundtrack after the fight. She goes to her next place, and then she meets up with Daniel Craig. And what really threw me off in this movie, Daniel Craig, American accent, talking to Angelina Jolie,
An American doing the British accent.
and neither of them are. In my opinion, I would have to talk to a British person. Neither of them are very good at the other accent. So Daniel Craig is a little iffy with his American accent.
It was okay, though.
It's okay. And then Angelina Jolie, pretty sure, at least in this movie, her British accent is, it's okay. So that scene just had me, like, my brain
The
was
time we
hurting
lost
because I've
today.
only seen, like, I've seen Daniel Craig in other things, but mostly James Bond, right?
Right, yeah.
And so I'm just used to how Daniel Craig speaks, and then I'm watching this thing, and I'm like, oh, this is, just as a viewer, a modern viewer watching this thing, I was like, ugh.
Yeah, he wasn't nearly as big back then, but
Oh, no, he wasn't. This was 5 years before Bond.
I will say though, I also laughed at the triangle lore. I was really chuckling, and I was like, "Oh man, this is really weirdly Illuminati-esque." And then, like 2 seconds later, they're like,
It's the
Illuminati.
I also said it's kind of a shitty plan. Like, what if she was on vacation or something, and the clock started ticking, and she wasn't home? Like, she would have never bust open the wall, found the thing, and then put into place all of these events.
And then those guys would never have
all
known
her
where the
fault.
key
Yeah,
was.
You know, if she never brought it out, the Illuminati would have never been able to obtain the fucking triangle.
which she didn't really use to any benefit other than saving a person that would have never been there if they wouldn't have known about the fucking clock.
So whoever had the clock should have hit it in another continent. It's still in just Great Britain somewhere.
Yeah, dude, it's...
And the Illuminati meets in a building that's like a half a block
Well, he was
away.
part of the Illuminati, and he had it.
Yeah, but he should have... whatever. All right.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, I said it was a really shitty plan. If she was gone for, like, whatever, it would have been a bad deal.
Oh, yeah, 24 minutes in, and I still don't know what exactly Lara Croft does.
She's a Tomb Raider.
But what
It's in the title.
does that mean?
That means she finds ancient artifacts and sells it to the highest bidder.
Well, she doesn't say that ever. Someone just calls her a Tomb Raider.
She steals historical heritage from other countries and sells it to the highest bidder.
That was definitely never
they
said.
they kind of talk about it when Daniel Craig is there.
Do they talk about it?
Yeah.
Or-
They
sort
both-
of.
one
They
of
go
them
over it
says
'cause,
Tomb
like,
Raider.
Well, they're both called.
They Tomb Raider multiple times in this movie.
Yeah.
It
They're
still
both
doesn't
called
mean jack.
Tomb Raiders, but he was talking about a job that he was working on or something, and then she calls him like a.
Yeah,
What
they,
does she do?
she steals
the same
artifacts.
thing.
She learns languages and steals shit.
Yeah, she learns. Yeah,
She's
she
a more
steals
educated
artifacts, yeah.
Indiana Jones.
Except
More educated?
Except Indiana Jones
No.
donates
Not-
things to
He's a fucking
museums.
college professor. She
No,
is
Indiana
not
Jones
more.
is Daniel Craig. in this
Indiana
movie.
Jones steals artifacts from countries and donates it to his local museum. That's what
Exactly.
he does.
He brings-
she steals it and sells it to the highest bidder.
He brings all the traffic to America like a good little boy.
Yeah, but that's set up in Indiana Jones.
Exactly.
We're just supposed to be like, oh, it's Indiana
Did
Jones.
we ever say that this was on the same par as Indiana Jones?
Yeah, maybe two.
There wasn't
Maybe the
even a
second
boulder
movie.
to run
Maybe
away
Crystal
from.
Skull, but you know.
No, it's not
way
as
worse
good
than
as Crystal
Crystal
Skull.
Skull.
I will say that 100%. This movie is not as good as Indiana Jones. and the Kingdom
Yeah,
of
I
Crystal
wrote down
Skull. Or
Illuminati.
Temple of Doom, which I actually think is a worse movie, but whatever.
I don't like Crystal Skull at all.
I don't like it.
I
I think
don't like
two is
Temple of
worse.
Doom.
I think it's Shia
I
LaBeouf
can't
for me.
stand the Steven Spielberg's wife screaming all the time in Temple of Doom drives me nuts, and then the little kid saying Mr. Jones all the time drives
Dr.
me nuts.
Jones.
Dr. Jones.
And then the movie is bad on top of that. So I like about 80% of Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. And
The
then
alien
the
stuff is
20%
stupid.
are really stupid. But I dislike most of Temple of Doom, personally.
Yeah, I would never watch it when I was younger. I always watched 1 and 3.
I think Temple of
'Cause I
Doom is the
didn't
one
like-
I've seen the most. I've had to sit through Temple of Doom so many times. Except the heart part is really cool. He pulls the heart out of the beating heart out of it. Anyway. Okay.
That is awesome, yeah.
I put rape. Butler has a rapey vibe.
He has a rapey vibe,
Yeah,
huh?
it's like Miss Lara Croft.
I just
go to bed.
think it was
I mean, I don't know, man. He seemed pretty okay with her just being naked.
I think if you just make his character older, then it would be okay.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, like he sees her fucking naked, just like standing there, and she was like fine with it, and he was fine with it. He didn't seem weirded out.
But later he talks to her like really.
Oh, Laura, not to not.
It's a little weird. I'm a little worn out. The soul is willing, but the flesh is spongy and loose.
Oh yeah. Right. So there was a problem with the robot when he was trying to protect the house. The robot dude.
Laura shot it up,
and it said it like didn't work, and then it goes consult your dealer.
Yeah,
and I was like, is there a robot dealer?
Yeah,
is this illegal? Is
no,
Carlos? I need to get another robot.
It was the dude who was not allowed to sleep in the mansion. It was
no.
He chose to sleep in the van.
His stuff is what pops up and says consult your dealer.
Yeah, but he's probably the one who put it there as a
his
joke.
Robots from the dealer. I don't think he got that as a joke.
No, he did it himself as a joke.
I don't think so.
It said game over.
I think that the screenwriter thought that there was such thing as a robot dealer.
I don't think so. I think that's a little much.
Yeah, I wrote Illuminati confirmed, and then I followed it with I recommend traveling via B-32 any day. She's like, where like the plane is flying by and it's got her fucking Jeep just hanging out below it, and then it parachutes down to the ground,
which has a parachute that's way too small for a Jeep.
Yeah, and no one sees this. Like, no one sees the giant plane. Because she's now going to, like, capture
she lands herself right next to the fucking site. She just has to, like... her Jeep fucking lands, the plane flies over, and she just army crawls over the thing. It's like, oh, there they are. Time to get my Jeep.
Yeah, and I'm like, no one heard the giant plane that drops bombs usually fly overhead, or saw the fucking Jeep fall down. This is, of course, after she discovers that she knew Ian Glenn was the one that stole the shit from her, because he talked to her about it, and then immediately it was Rob, and she's like, okay, I know exactly where to go.
You mean the part where he talks to her on the phone, where he's getting a massage, and he's talking to her on a flip phone that's closed?
Not yet. Not yet. This is still before that. I did write here, though.
I think we're out of sync, Schweiss. I still have notes about the break-in.
Oh, really?
I really do.
Oh, mine were like two
Okay,
seconds.
so the day after... Oh, so why is there so much security in her house? Does this happen often? Is one I wrote down.
She has valuable shit.
So much security ready for a SWAT
Dude, she's
date.
rich enough that she can have her own tomb to raid.
And she has a butler who doesn't even cook her food.
Yeah.
She's throwing money away.
And then the next
she
morning...
has a tech guy who doesn't really do tech. She has a butler dude who doesn't really...
She is your boss, Cameron. She just hires people she likes. It doesn't matter what they've done.
She doesn't even particularly like them. They both don't like the tech guy.
The next morning,
That's true.
The UPS guy goes in the house. Yeah. He just goes in and says...
So what? Yeah, why do you have so much security if the local UPS guy is on a walk-in basis?
The door is just open, and then he goes, and then as soon as and then the shot changes to like the doors being closed behind
You do know pretty soon Amazon will allow you to say whether or not you are okay with the driver coming into your house to drop off packages while you're gone.
I'm not okay with that as a driver.
So you're not okay with that, but that's going to be a thing in the future.
All right. And then before she leaves, she gets a riddle message from her dad through the UPS guy.
Oh, yeah.
That she has to go on this quest.
That seemed very
and
Marty
then
McFly.
There's a 2-minute exposition scene about this double triangle piece she's got to put together. And I kid you, I put it on Twitter, dude. I put the entire... You should just go on Twitter so we can listen to this thing, because it just goes on forever. He starts with like... what it is he's contacting her about, and then he goes into the whole history of the piece, and then that she has to go get it. And it's 2 minutes long of John Voight looking at the lens of the camera as Mr. Exposition. And I was like, okay, that's the end of the first act. I paused the movie to see where in the timeline the end of the first act was. Guess where it was?
40 minutes in.
It was halfway. It was at the midpoint of the movie that the main character had a reason to go somewhere.
I know. The movie just starts and goes, and you don't know where it's gonna go.
All right, turn that volume all the way up because it's gonna be a little quiet.
Oh yeah, nice re-recording.
If you're reading this letter, I will not go with you, and I miss you, and love you always and forever. It also means I have failed.
Also,
and must place a huge burden on your shoulders. By now I'm sure you will have
Lips.
The clock is the key. It will unlock the hiding place.
the lock is the key. It will unlock the hiding place.
This is the magical triangle I told you about.
Also, this is the magical triangle that I told you about before, but now let me repeat all this.
The triangle was forged from metal found in the crater of a meteor as it fallen to Earth at the exact moment of the previous alignment of the 9 planets. The people of the light built a great city.
Yeah.
And my favorite part near the end.
Never stops.
My favorite part is the great city is just fucking there. It's like not even hidden. It's just there.
Somewhere in Cambodia.
Cambodia? You mean Cambodia?
No man will ever again leave this power. They split the triangle into 2 pieces and keep them at opposite ends.
Will you listen to this whole fucking thing?
Yes, dude, because this
Oh,
is the
come
movie.
on.
It is pretty
It's
much the movie.
halfway right now.
Cambodia. Find that and the entrance to the tomb of the dancing light. The first half of the triangle is hidden.
But wait, there's more.
Must be there. The exact moment, the second phase of the planetary alignment. Must hurry. A very little time. Alignment of the world will be
She can't hurry if you keep talking, you fuck.
dangerous men.
I think this is about where I fell asleep the first time.
Brevity is the soul of wit.
From another writer.
Yeah, not from him. Never
all
read
6 of them.
Shakespeare, Laura. Never.
I think all 4 writers worked on this part.
Yeah, they're like, one guy was like, I got this idea about a split triangle. Another guy was like, I got an idea about flowers at a tomb. Another guy was like, I got this idea about this god thing that happens with this old civilization. Anyway, 2-minute exposition sequence. It does not let up. It is pure exposition. 1/30th of this movie, I swear, like, it's just John Voight just giving all the information away. Just
at once.
All of
Yep.
it at once. And I was like, as a viewer, I watched that the first time. I paused it, rewound it, and then re-recorded it for Twitter because I was like, I'm not holding on to any of this information. This is too much. As a viewer, this is too much all at once. Just too much information. And believe me, no idea what happened the rest of the movie.
Well, that was the plot.
Yeah.
That 2 minutes is the plot.
No, the plot is she's got to go find the pieces.
No, that's not the plot. The plot is those 2 minutes.
At the midway point, the first act ends of this movie.
Yeah,
You're
it's
welcome,
way
people.
deep.
It's bad.
One thing I wrote here is that the space effects did look pretty cool in this, where like it zooms out and it shows us the planets starting to align. And I was like, oh, maybe the effects won't be too bad in this movie.
I wrote down for the computer
planets
guy.
will align. The
where-
prison where Zeus put the Titans is opening.
Where do you download the 3D solar system alignment watch software? Is what I wrote down.
Oh, yeah.
So the guy had it on his computer screen.
Oh, this is a catchy app.
And so
Great
she does
app.
go to Cambodia. She has the little kid like show her the way.
Yeah.
Which I didn't write anything down for, but
I wrote down, or I didn't write down, but when I was watching it, it's like this little Asian kid.
Mrs. Croft.
Yeah, I was like, Indiana Jones, you woman, you Laura.
I'm not gonna.
I still
really
have
laughing
to
at
think
that.
that the little child is her dad's child.
Dude, okay, so like, have you guys seen the first episode of like American Horror Story?
No,
Like at all? Okay, well, the first episode has like this. There's this part where these 2 kids are trying to go into this abandoned house or whatever, and this little Down syndrome girl is like standing outside the house, and she's like, "You're
Careful.
gonna regret it." You're gonna regret it. That's like all I could think of was like as soon as the little girl was like with Lara Croft, like out of fucking nowhere, just like disappearing, reappearing.
You're gonna regret it.
I just heard that little Down syndrome girl being like, "You're gonna regret it. You're gonna regret it."
What if she doesn't have Down syndrome and you're just being an a-hole?
No, she does.
Okay,
She does.
She does. Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I laughed pretty hard at the this part where they're trying to break into the tomb. So Ian Glenn and his band of goons are like going to where Laura needs to unite the triangles or like put her little key into place to get one of the triangles. And there's a guy, the leader of the Cambodians, that are like pulling down the door to this tomb, and like the way he says like, "Come on, guys, pull!" Like it looks so ADR, and like his lips aren't moving at all, and it just the voice sounds hammy as fuck to me. And then like you say that John Voight is the exposition and the only thing moving the plot forward, but I think the little girl that she keeps seeing is like the only thing that moves.
She's the
this
problem
thing.
solver.
Yeah, she's just
Little
like
girl.
she's the Deus Ex.
Tomb Raider does
Machina
not
thing,
solve
like,
any problems.
There you go.
Little girl.
I'm
does.
gonna
She has little girls.
She just points to the doorway, and then like
And John
Laura
Voight,
goes there.
and then she's
memory
like-
also solves the problem.
Yeah,
Tomb Raider is
exactly.
not smart enough to solve anything but the robot at the
Yeah,
beginning.
Daniel Craig's character solves stuff. He's
Yeah.
like, I bet you this is where it is. And it is, but she doesn't solve anything. She just hallucinates.
There's a countdown scene where they're waiting for like the perfect time to put in the piece. Daniel Craig is counting down, and every shot with him in it, he's saying different numbers than what he's like saying in the audio track. Like the sync is off in that part. Like it was so bad. So bad. The ADR on Daniel Craig in multiple moments of this movie is not great.
I laughed at the really shitty slow-mo log pierce thing where like she gets him to throw her the key because she's like, the key is up here, it's not down there, you guys are tricked. And they do it. And then like there's this super slow-mo scene of like the little log she's riding on that's supposed to have like a little pinprick to stab the hole in the
Just enough.
Yeah, just enough. And like the slow-mo, just the way it looked, I was like, ooh man, this is not a good sign. Like the rest of this movie is gonna look like
Also, what does her just kind of sit, because she doesn't make any movements. She just jumps on the thing to make it like swing forward.
Yeah.
Like, you would have to like shift your weight around to get the centrifugal force. You got to up it, right? When you're on a
Right,
swing.
yeah.
And that's the idea, is that she's doing that. But all she does is just crouch there and wait a little longer, and then it like rises.
She kind of pulls on one of the ropes, it looked like, but
Yeah.
that's like
That's not how that works.
I don't think so.
That's not how that works.
I mean, I've
So-
never been in a tomb with a little rope log contraption, but I feel like that's bullshit. Plus, I'm also not a 120-pound woman. So
You're not?
No, I am not.
Where do I get the magic tea from the monk, by the way?
Oh yeah, the healer
the
tea.
super healing
Yeah,
tea.
the Wolverine.
It will taste like crap,
tea.
but it's good for you.
Yeah, it's very good for you. Holy crap.
I'd be sitting there like, Laura
Also,
should've
I'm
been like,
12,000 years old.
Laura should
I
be
am the
like,
guy
why
from
aren't
the
you
beginning."
selling this? Why aren't you? Yeah, this is like worth more than all the stuff I've stolen up to this point.
It's incredible healing powers of this
Yeah.
tea.
Why aren't you teaching Doctor Strange magic?
I also commented that the CG for the triangle is really bad. Like the
Yeah.
triangle looks so
It is,
shitty.
it's a little dated, yeah.
Like it the rest of it, like the space stuff, that looked cool. Like there were some cool effects, but the log and then the triangle, like as they're like reaching
where
out
it's
to
coming
it.
out of like the mercury or whatever.
Yeah, and like when it's floating there and they're reaching, and then Ian Glenn's reaching for it, it just looks trash. Plus, I also love how Laura promises that she's going to steal it after she helps them unlock it. And they all seem to forget that she's above them on this log and just barely promised to steal the thing that they're all like making oogly eyes at. Like, no one pays attention. They all have guns. And she just fucking snags it.
You
right
know,
up
I also love how like she says she's gonna steal it from them, but she could just like let them fail and then save the day.
Yeah,
but it
they
has
were
to
gonna
be-
fail
Are you saying
without
there's
her.
holes in this plot?
Well, yeah, see, yeah, here's the
they were
problem.
gonna fail without her, and then she's like, you know what? I'll just take
That's-
it and then save you guys, so I
That's
can.
what
take
I
it
said
later.
earlier.
it's because she wanted the Craig.
No, if she would
I
have
know she
never, but
wants
that's
me.
the problem. The only thing she uses this power that no one should have, is to bring someone back that wouldn't have fucking been there if she would have never found the clock in the wall. The whole thing would have never happened.
Well,
None of it.
That's one part, yes. But specifically, she could have just let them all fail.
Exactly.
And nothing would have happened.
And they would have never discovered the triangle, and the power of that should never be in man's hand would have never been in anyone's hand, because they wouldn't have gotten it. She wouldn't have gotten it either, but she didn't want it. So dumb.
She did want it because, like, there was the subplot of her wanting to bring back her
my
dad.
daddy.
Yeah.
Daddy. I'm going to bring back Papa. Daddy. Yeah, but that's bullshit.
Yeah.
So there's a huge swath of the movie that I was just kind of bored and didn't write anything in. But there was like Daniel Craig in a shower scene, and I was like, "Are we gonna get another one with Daniel Craig?"
And then we totally do.
It was a false start. It was like 2 seconds of him like showering like a model, and then he was out. Like,
well, he was naked the whole time.
And then there was a legit funny moment when he was like, "I got to take a cold shower now." I legitimately laughed at that moment. Like, that was a moment of comedy in the movie that was actually funny.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, so I enjoyed that scene. There's a line where he says, "Enough of this twaddle." Not Daniel Craig, but the bad guy. The bad guy's like, "Enough of this twaddle," and I'm like, "What the hell does that mean?"
Yeah,
never heard that said. It's probably
not a very
British
intimidating
thing.
bad guy.
So there's also that one scene where like the Illuminati is like all sitting in their chairs or whatever,
Yeah, just the one
talking
scene
to Jura
of the main evil overlords,
and then you come back to the spot where like it's Laura and Jura talking, and then she sits in the big chair and she's like, "You don't sit here." And then she like sits there, and then he's like, and sits next to her in the right hand seat
for a while.
Yeah, and then he sits in the like on the seat to the right of her, and he's like, "I sit here. I'm the god's right hand," or whatever. And he's like, "But there was somebody sitting in that spot when he was talking to the entirety of the Illuminati."
Yeah,
he
wasn't
was standing
him.
in the middle of the room,
Yeah,
like he was
full
some
of shit.
kind of like punk.
Well, here's the other thing, though. Before that happens, we get these statues that come to life to defend the triangle piece.
Oh yeah, the monkey statues.
And those did look okay as far as like the CG. I didn't have problems with those.
I laughed my ass off when they started throwing their swords, and they threw one of the swords and impaled a guy, and it should have impaled Jura too because he used him as a fucking body shield.
Yeah.
And he just like was magically okay.
Yeah, that was dumb. But the thing that really pissed me off about the statues is that, like, Laura is able to just kick and punch them to pieces and hit them with the spear, but these guys,
the whole thing,
fully automatic weaponry, are having problems.
Is this the first time the set favors the hero and not the villains?
Yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah, and then she like shoots the last one in the face with her gun, and then it just falls apart.
The
I
other
have a
guys
theory.
unloading their fucking automatic weapons into these things hardly do anything, and her couple shots, it's dead.
I have a theory. This theory is they filmed everything with the actors just flailing around, and then in post they had to make the CGI things follow their movement and like figure out how this battle happened. I'm like 90% sure that's why there's so much inconsistency there.
Oh, it's terrible. Just flail around a bit,
Dude, yeah,
It's not, it's not the only time where things broke super fucking easily and then just didn't break when the hero was around. Just like the fucking bungee rope scene in the beginning, where she just kicks a couple of guys. She does her bungee rope thing, kicks a couple of guys whose weight's being suspended by the ceiling, by the way, and they slam into a stone balustrade that just fucking crumbles around them, just destroyed.
Termites.
And then
Goddamn stone
the
knights.
fucking butler with the shotgun comes around, and he's just hiding behind one, and it's just fine. All this automatic fire,
All these automatic weapons suck.
All right. I only have one more note, and it has to do with Daniel Craig falling into the water and getting crushed by the gears. So whatever you got in between there.
Oh, I wrote down Khaleesi a couple times. I also wrote
Khaleesi.
I also wrote there's a scene where she tells Jorah that like her father was in the Illuminati, and he's like, Illuminati, that's just a bedtime story. And I'm like, who the fuck has bedtime stories about the Illuminati? Like,
insane people.
oh yeah, by the way, kids, remember, don't stay up too late or the Illuminati's gonna get you. Like, there's no Illuminati bedtime story. Like, what the fuck is that? You could just say it's a folk tale, or like it's a legend.
Kids, everything you know is a lie. Good night.
Yeah. Yeah, just look at the triangle on the dollar bill.
There's a secret society that's been ruling the world for thousands of years.
Yeah.
Hey, that's true. Shut up, Craig.
I really laughed at the double knife throw thing that took place.
I'm not saying anything.
I also quoted Metal Gear Solid when I said I'm a musher, because at the very end...
yes, I did think that. It's like,
I'm a musher.
I'm a musher. I'm mush.
She's like escaping from the final tomb area on like two pieces of wood being pulled by a bunch of dogs.
Sometimes though, as it cuts back to her feet, and it looks like it's just her fucking boots.
Yeah,
She doesn't have anything.
Like there was nothing there.
I'm like,
that was part of the action sequence. She didn't have the sled. I think the sled.
yeah, but why not? So to me, it would have made more sense if she tied the fucking runners to her boots instead of just like on these boots that are designed to grip the ground.
Yeah,
all this fucking dogs.
It's slippery enough that she's able to do. She has like so much lower body strength. She's able to do that. But really,
that doesn't know.
It was her bare boots. You're right.
It's
that's like that's part of it, dude. I'm not kidding.
It's bare so boots. Dumb. Like if it's that slippery that she could do that, then the dogs should have that attraction.
Cool. I thought it was cool.
Yeah. It's not like fucking jet skiing on water. It's fucking your boots are gripping the snow.
Yeah, dude. And then there's the entire thing where like she is the only one that's not dressed appropriately for where they are.
she's the one that needs to flaunt.
She has like a very thin hoodie on that has like a little strip of fur on the top.
And
of the
talk about
hood.
fucking perma-nips always showing.
Oh yeah. Talk about them.
Yeah, those are fake perma-nips.
I know they're fake, but every scene you just look at her, she's like you can slightly see the circle.
No. I'm not.
Tip.
They're still awesome. You're right.
No.
Well, I'm not disagreeing with you.
Then she's got her fucking breasts that are just prominently displayed in like every
Craig,
scene.
It's people. It's
every
men
scene she
like
has
you
hard boobs
who are telling women how to act, how to dress.
I'm not, dude. I'm saying she's being objectifictified. I'm not saying you're the one that's enjoying it. I am too.
I really enjoy that.
Definitely enjoy it.
Hey, Craig, all you have to do is say that you're a female and win every argument in that regard.
It's true. I can't do that.
I'm a woman today.
I just decided I'm a woman and you're wrong.
Yeah, it just fucking changes.
Oh man.
Okay, so there's a scene where this is my favorite part. This is my favorite note. Okay, all right. So a lot of build up for this note. In the climax of the movie, Jorah shoots James Bond, and James Bond goes into the water, and there's this like the pool with grindy gears that are going, and he gets stuck in there after having been shot, and he dies underwater.
Well, he gets shot with a knife, though. He throws.
Shot with a knife. Sorry,
shot with a knife.
Yeah, he gets a knife is thrown. You're right. It's a knife. A knife is thrown, and then he gets stabbed, and then he goes into the water, and then he gets caught in these gears, and then there's the Angelina. We'll get to that in a second. He's James Bond. And he's stuck in some gears in the water. And what I put was, this is a perfect James Bond moment, okay? This is a perfect moment for James Bond to say, this is really grinding my gears. There needed to be a good James Bond pun. You got James Bond. I mean, they don't know he's James Bond yet, but they got James Bond in this movie, and there needed to be a James Bond pun. This is really grinding my gears. I would have gave this movie 5 out of 5 stars
for that one part.
For that one part, they didn't do it, and then the kiss of not life.
Yeah, she tries to breathe air.
The mouth-to-mouth moment. Yeah.
Mouth to mouth underwater. You're missing that.
So actually, I was telling Joe this after watching the movie. I want to see how long one of us can stay at the bottom of the pool, having a girl transport air to us with her lungs. I just want to see how long.
I would rather have a man. I think they have more lung capacity. I want to be able to survive here, guys.
No, who's up for that? Who's gonna find a woman willing to do that for us? Anyways, if you want to transport air to us at the bottom of a pool, just send us your information on Twitter.
And then she goes into like the God universe to like reverse time.
Yeah. There's a scene where a dog jumps through that thing
it jumps
and,
through the broken time. Like, what the fuck?
And I was like, whoa, that thing is getting fucking destroyed. And then he gets out and he's fine. I'm like, I don't know what happened there, actually. I'm like, I don't.
I didn't understand that either. It's because she's like, it's broken time. And I'm like,
I was like,
what does that even mean, broken time? You can't have little fractures of broken time.
Yeah. So she finds the other triangle piece. She breaks her little key that she's been using the whole movie, and that has like a tiny chunk of the triangle in it. And of course, it breaks in broken time, so it's floating. She grabs it, pieces together the triangle, and then she enters the God.
She enters John Voight room.
John Voight room.
And gives her more information.
Yeah, at the end. And I wrote down Daddy Fist Bump because it looked like he was going to fist bump her because he like reached his hand out like this and then he just kind of opens it so that their hands would touch. But I was hoping it was going to be a Daddy Fist Bump. But and this is where she gets mad at him for not telling her that he was in the Illuminati. And I was just like, well, I mean, you wouldn't believe me even if I told you. Like, it's a bedtime story, remember? You're like, oh, Daddy, that's just a bedtime story, Daddy.
So what I did after the movie was over is I went online and Googled Tomb Raider, Illuminati, Angelina Jolie proof. And I did, in fact, find a video saying that all the Illuminati... Apparently, this person had not watched the movie. They were like, look at all this Illuminati symbolism in here. Obviously, it's one of those movie like videos with the scary music and the like really crappy titles. Because the idiot people who watch these things and like fall for them. Idiots, absolute morons who watch these. Well, I have obviously watched them because I watched them in anger.
You guys,
morons
in anger,
believe in this BS. This is what happens when you lose religion and your craziness has to latch onto something. Your crazy beliefs, you have to believe in something ridiculously stupid. Illuminati. That's where it goes. That's where it goes, dude. So this Illuminati video, this moron was like, oh, these Illuminati symbols in the Tomb Raider thing. Deadly serious, and there were some deadly serious comments in the video. Then some other people being like, "Did you watch the movie? Because this is the plot." So I just wanted to see. I'm like, did someone see this movie as proof that Angelina Jolie was part of the Illuminati? And the answer is yes. It's yes. Anyway, there we go.
Oh man,
why would the fuck would they? How would they do that?
I've watched one of those flat earther movies too, and some of the proof that they come up with, just like
flat earthers.
God, just want to fucking shove a fork in your eye just to feel semblance of being here.
They can't honestly believe
there are people who honestly believe that the Earth is flat, and we've been lied to.
There are people who are really dumb.
And I've seen a guy who fucking took a level on a plane and showed that the fucking plane was level, and so therefore the Earth is flat.
Have you heard of a logical fallacy before?
What?
I was just like,
well, what if the plane just kind of tips?
Oh, shit, I was wrong.
I was sitting there going, fucking smacking my head with the book. It was so dumb. I'm like, come on, man.
Just the anger. Oh, jeez, dude. I can't handle it, man. I can't. I can't.
Nessie is real, Krenatol. Just so you know.
Okay. So besides the Illuminati, you got anything else?
No, that's about it. The whole plot basically didn't need to happen. And she ends up destroying the thing anyway, so it can't be used. So she might as well have never just discovered it.
She shot it, and then it shatters into like a billion pieces.
Oh, but we do get a really cool scene where, so Daniel Craig got a knife thrown into his chest, fell in the water, got ground up, right? She goes back in time. She actually stops time while the knife is flying, and she grabs the knife and like turns it around, I thought that was kind of cool.
I thought it was cool.
Did she just turn the knife around?
Yeah, and then it hits.
And then all of a sudden, the momentum is another direction.
Yeah, well, it's times back.
That doesn't make any sense.
It makes no sense.
Yeah, the knife would
That
still.
is a good point.
The knife would still be flying towards Daniel Craig.
Yeah, but it would be
hit him with the butt end. That would have been better. The writer should have been like, "Oh, that's a better scene."
And then he dies
Daniel
anyway.
Craig going, "Ow!"
Yeah, he just gets like a broken collarbone from the fucking butt.
He's just like, "What the fuck, man?"
That happens in Scream
It makes
3.
no
It's
sense.
really funny.
You
Actually,
just turn the knife. The knife still has momentum going in one direction.
There's a part
She would
in,
have had to throw it the other direction.
yeah. There's a part in Scream 3 where the dude in the Scream mask like throws a knife at the cop that's recurring in the series, and like the butt of it just hits him in the head, and he like gets knocked out. It's really funny. It's supposed to kill him, but the guy fucks up the knife throw. But yeah, that would totally still just throw itself
It just
back.
doesn't make sense to me. Yeah.
I also thought his death in the end zone, Ian Glenn's death, was really shitty. She just like reaches the top to get the triangle before him, and he just like falls into this shitty animation.
Can you imagine if
it
you
looked
were
like something from the 1960s?
Can you imagine
there.
if you
Like,
were-
"Ugh, what happened?
Could you imagine if
$100
you were
million
in
he
Jorah
spent on this movie?
Mormont's position and the knife you threw, all of a sudden, like it just did a yo-yo thing, like he totally got off.
And he totally saw it too. You could see him like seeing that she was fucking with it, and he's like, "Damn it!" But he
his
takes
eyes are in normal motion and she's in slow motion. That part really screwed me up.
Yeah, there's that, and then they have a little fist fight right before
it's
the
like
very
the
end.
fucking I like how they pay tribute to him being stabbed, was him just going rolling his arm and like touching the hole, like you were just fucking stabbed and you're throwing right hooks all of a sudden.
Yeah, that shit is painful.
And he's just like, I have a sore shoulder right now. That's all, guys.
I've heard people say it's worse to get stabbed than it is to get shot.
Yeah,
Like, he should not
probably.
be okay.
I don't know. I personally have never been shot or stabbed.
Well, I imagine it would be worse because the blade would be longer and there would be more damage.
It also depends on probably what you're shot with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if you were stabbed with a serrated knife, though?
I don't know. Let's find out.
Nude Clan Science project.
Okay, but anyways, then that fucking stupid, like he's taunting her back in to fist fight him.
Oh yeah, he's like, "No guns.
I got your daddy's watch. And then she comes
like,
back in to fight him for
You should know he died like a bitch."
And then they both fucking pull. Okay, for me, if I was her, I'm like, just walk up, cap him once, take your thing, and walk out. No, they have to do the fucking Mexican standoff where it's all of a sudden everyone's got guns pointing at everyone.
Yeah, but she's got 2 guns.
and then
that
obviously that
means
2
she
guns
wins.
is better. Oh, no guns. Let's do no guns right now. Totally down to smacking some fists right now. And then they just go into this fucking overdrawn fist fight.
Yeah.
And then she fucking thumbs his knife wound, which obviously wasn't bothering him before.
Yeah. He was totally fine.
The fucking knife that killed Daniel Craig is just a
The
little
knife did not kill
The
Daniel
knife
Craig.
that killed Danny, that killed Bond, does nothing to Jorah Mormont. Better character. Clearly.
I'm glad they had Daniel Craig be alive because his death fall, what I thought was a death fall when he got stabbed and like fell in the water. I'm like, I could see him getting ready to get into the water on the turnaround. I was like, he's jumping in. He's not falling because he has a knife in his stomach. Like there was a little bit of acting moment there that didn't work for me. And then I was like, oh, he's not dead. He went into the gears and he's still struggling.
Yeah.
So that was
Yeah.
a relief. I was like, oh, that wasn't just a horrible Daniel Craig acting moment. That was
You know what, Phil? You know what will help this wound? A little fucking old water. That'd be great. Take a swim.
so. Final thoughts.
This movie was shit.
This movie's pretty terrible.
Over the top. All of the
Great side
all
boob.
of the fucking action movie tropes going on. Just yeah.
Oh yeah, and it's a ripoff of so many other movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just well, I wouldn't say ripoff, but it's just it's not its own thing enough. It's horribly written. The end of the first act should not be halfway through the movie.
Yeah.
So it felt really just clunky.
They also stole a Michael Bay shot partway through the movie where they do like a full-on like body shot swing around of Lara Croft.
I don't
I
remember
noticed that too. It was not as good.
Not as no. Michael Bay does Michael Bay best.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cheap. This is cheap
important.
Michael Bay shot.
This is discount Michael Bay going on.
Yeah,
right here.
dollar store Bay.
I'm gonna have to try that shot out someday. I gotta get like some dolly track that'll swing around. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, that's what this guy thought too. Yeah, I don't think it's a great movie, but I mean that's kind of the idea of reviewing these movies based on video games.
Hopefully, one of these we'll like.
Really, it's really the real reason is because they're based on video games. It just so happens that they're not ever good necessarily.
Well, most of them have had like 5 or 6 writers that we've seen, like a ridiculous amount.
Yeah, I don't get what the problem is.
A lot of writers, so there's a lot of development hell. There's a lot of bad compromises creatively, and just generally the rule of thumb. It's only a rule of thumb. There are definitely exceptions to this, but rule of thumb is the more writers there are, the worse the movie.
Too many cooks.
Too many cooks. Too many cooks. Yes. I think this movie's pretty bad. It does not hold up to my childhood memories of side boob. Well, the side boob actually holds up pretty well.
Yeah, it holds up
and
pretty
Angelina Jolie holds up pretty well as well. I still find her quite attractive, personally.
It was the
Kardashian lips.
This film was the 5th highest debut of 2001.
Oh, really?
Debuted at 48.2 million.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so did pretty goddamn well.
Yeah, it did really well commercially.
Yeah, just ridiculous.
And Roger Ebert gave it 3 out of 4. Is that what you were saying earlier?
Yeah, Roger.
Yeah,
Ebert.
so I got another. Got some good reviews, I guess. Some, not very many, because Rotten Tomatoes definitely does not have a positive rating on it.
No, it is rated at a 19% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's
19%?
29 out of
crap.
155 people gave it a positive review, and the average rating is 3.9 out of 10.
Out of 10. Oh.
So basically a 4.
I think that's about right.
So it's a 39 technically, but Rotten Tomatoes it's a 19.
So I would personally, I think this movie, if it's not bad, it's really boring, and after the shower scene, you can pretty much skip the rest of the movie. And the Daniel Craig parts were pretty... Fast forward and get to Daniel Craig scenes, and then fast forward some more and get to Daniel... Because every time Daniel Craig's in the movie, I'm actually kind of interested in the movie.
Yeah, he was pretty
but he's
good in it.
Not in it very much.
No.
I don't really recommend the movie, personally. Craig, what do you feel about this thing?
Yeah, I didn't think so either. Like the fucking Illuminati guys, you only see them like one time, and it's like they're the big threat, and like he's part of it. But then the movie just kind of ends with nothing with them. There's just like,
well, he killed them all. Remember?
What?
The Illuminati guy had the triangle, and he was making this huge speech, and then like Ian Glenn just like gets him to gun him down. So they just kill the Illuminati, basically. So Illuminati confirmed destroyed.
I honestly don't remember that.
I don't remember that
either.
Yeah.
I remember them killing a bunch of dudes, but I didn't think they were the Illuminati guys.
Yeah, they were. It was the old man, the leader, and he was like making this huge speech.
I think
about the
I know what you're
triangle
talking about. Yes,
being like put back together.
I have an image of guns going into that place.
Yeah, and they gunned those guys down.
Obviously, not a memorable movie.
No. There was, yeah, dude, this movie, I don't know. And like, other than her boobs being prominently displayed, like, constantly, she, like, every jacket she has is open just enough so you can see the entire rack.
I mean, that is part of the old Tomb Raider's appeal, was that she basically looked like Tifa from FF7 and had huge tits.
Well, yeah, I'm aware that that's what the appeal was, but this is nothing like the game.
And
I mean,
that poster?
She didn't even trap the butler in the freezer, and then there were no bats constantly flying at her, which she could not shoot.
I'm looking at the poster of Tomb Raider, and they spent more time lighting her breasts than they did her face.
Yep.
Like, they just really a lot of detail in the contours.
Oh, yeah,
how
they
the
even,
light really accentuates the beauty of the bulbous bonanzas.
They did pad her like 2 sizes.
I know, yeah. I think they actually took the pads off for the second movie. I think I remember hearing that on a late night show back in the day. This will be confirmed or denied on the next, which I think
I think I just confirmed it by pulling up the picture of it.
I think our next movie is the next Lara Croft.
I think it is too.
Shadowy. I don't know.
2003. Is there not one between 2001 and 3?
Bodysuit though.
No, I don't think there is. I'm excited to get to Jon Snow in Silent Hill.
Oh yeah, he's in
first
there,
one or the
isn't he?
second one of them. Yeah. I think it's his first movie. It's shit.
What do you think about this movie, Cameron?
Oh man, I think this movie was. I'm not going to say it's the worst movie we've seen so far.
I agree.
I probably think it's the best video game movie we've seen so far, though. But this movie's still shit. So,
actually, we have Resident Evil in between.
Okay, good. Okay.
Oh, the first one?
That might be actually something worth
We
watching.
also have another Ian Glenn movie because he's in that one too.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah, he's the
in
evil doctor dude, isn't he?
He's Albert Wesker in every Resident Evil movie.
But it will be
man.
the Cradle of Life after that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just can't really reiterate on. It's just the same thing that we've all been talking about. This movie shit. It's all the fucking over the top things that action movies are made fun of for, and it's not even doing it sarcastically or funnily. It's just doing it because they thought it was something cool to do.
I did think that there were some really funny things that were connected to the game, sort of like how she just is running away with the triangle piece, and then she just kind of touches her backpack with it, and it swallows it somehow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, did you not notice that?
I didn't
Yeah, she
remember that.
touches her backpack, and then the thing is just basically gone as she's running away.
She has a bag of holding.
Yeah, she has a bag of holding, and then I was looking at the trivia for the Amazon thing because you can see some trivia while you're watching it, and that was one of the things. They were doing a call.
I'm really laughing at this. Sorry, Caleb, to cut you off, but I'm really laughing at this thing where it's people who like this movie also like these other shitty movies. Every one of them's negative.
Bulletproof Monk, Van Helsing,
I've seen
Paycheck,
Bulletproof Monk,
Daredevil in Sahara.
Also, Scorpion
Bulletproof
King,
Monk
Time
is
Machine,
a better movie.
Highlander 2, which has a 0. Mummy Returns and Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Mummy Returns is only 47.
Yeah,
that hurts.
It
is worse than the first one, though.
Yeah, it is.
I still have a lot of fun with it, though, with little pygmies. They were cool. Yeah, this movie, not great. I gave it 3 stars, but I think it was the 3 stars of I watched this, and I don't remember. Because I honestly only remember 2 scenes, which...
So what is your new official rating then?
On 3 stars. I will give it 1.5.
Ooh.
15.
This movie...
Or I guess it's a 35.
This movie was really big budget, but for some reason still looked kind of crappy. I don't know why. It must have been paying for all those rewrites in the middle of production is what it was. We got to do our rankings now. And my ranking was Mortal Kombat 2, Street Fighter, Mario Bros, and Double Dragon.
Craig had
the worst.
Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat 2. What the fuck is MB?
Mario Bros.
Jesus.
We need to write those out.
And Double Dragon.
We're going to forget what these things stand for.
Cameron copied Joe with Mortal Kombat, and the second Street Fighter, and so on and so forth. I had Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, then Mortal Kombat 2, then Mario Bros, and Double Dragon. All right, Joe.
I don't think it's as fun as the first Mortal Kombat, but I will nudge it slightly above Mortal Kombat 2.
It's the side boob.
It is the side boob.
Yeah, it is definitely quality-wise the best one I think we've seen.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's not as funny as just watching Mortal Kombat
So
even Street
you're
Fighter.
saying that the other ones were so bad they were funny. But
Yeah,
this
they were
one-
so bad it was funny, and this one it's not quite that level.
It's not funny. It's just bad.
Street Fighter
Yeah,
was
it's just bad.
intentionally funny, though.
Yeah,
I will say.
it had some pretty good funny moments. But I think it is better than Street Fighter. Just
So
had
you're-
some
wise.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure theme to it. Not this movie, but Double Dragon.
Dude, Bill and Ted is way better.
I know, but it had that kind of
Way
thing with the
better.
brothers.
World's better.
I know, but the, with
Many
the two
worlds.
All the world's better.
That's like Citizen Kane, basically, next to that movie.
Well, Cameron, what do you think?
I'm gonna
Love that
That's gonna
movie.
be the top of my list for me.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah,
This is tough because I also
quality
agree
wise, it's better.
that it is probably better than all of the other movies that we've watched for this podcast.
I know you just barely watch it; it's fresh on your mind, and you don't, and you're just thinking of the funny moments from the ones previous, and you're forgetting all the fucking shitty things from those other movies that were terrible.
But Mortal Kombat was pretty fun to watch.
Kombat. It was so fucking
reptile
terrible.
coming out of nowhere.
I love Christopher Lambert in that movie, though, dude. I love it.
Christopher Lambert is like the greatest Raiden.
But it is such a crappy movie.
Nobody could.
Fuck.
I'm hoping
It
Resident
hurts
Evil.
that they replaced him. In
I'm
two.
hoping Resident Evil turns out to be a decent movie.
I'm hoping one of these turns out to be a decent movie.
I remember the first
holding
Resident
on.
Evil being like a horror movie.
There's a crotch shot of what's her face. I paused it. It's good.
Wow.
Just remember, I was young.
You're a crotch shot kind of guy, huh?
I'm a nudity at all kind of guy. That's all you see in that, I think. Oh, you might see her tits, but you know.
Yeah, but
Do
Why
I know?
look at the tits when you can take a look at that sweet gash? I'm having a really hard
I
time.
absolutely disagree with you.
He's
I'm
all
kidding.
about,
I'm
he's,
kidding.
he's all about that growler.
Yeah, the growler. I'm all about it.
I think a vagina is all function and no form.
Oh my god!
Just
function, no form.
Just that growler. That's all you're there for. Get it in, get
I'm
it
a
done.
big fan of the form. I like the breasts. That's
This is a tough choice because
all
I
form and no function. I prefer over all function and no form.
I agree.
If I'm going
with,
to pause somewhere.
I agree with both of you guys. I think Mortal Kombat is more fun. But as far as like ranking them from best to worst, I do think I'm going to have to put Tomb Raider above Mortal Kombat.
Wow.
It's the sexuality.
It's more.
It's winning out.
It's
man.
more of a movie than Mortal Kombat.
It
is.
was funny.
And for me, I enjoyed like Jura and Daniel Craig being in there.
Yeah, I did.
We had a conversation about Wonder Woman in the car, and my big argument was that, yeah, Wonder Woman has a strong female lead, and so does Tomb Raider, but one of those movies sexualizes their lead like crazy,
Yeah.
and the other one does not.
And the other one just ruins them with Zack Snyder style slow-mo.
Oh, wow. So there is something to be said there. I'm like, okay, so someone might have made the argument that Tomb Raider was a feminist movie. I think they're wrong.
No, it's not. Not at all.
She's like, ooh, look at Angelina Jolie. Now come on the screen.
It was like,
and then she wears the dress at the end because he tells her that she should
and
be
she
more
looks-
ladylike.
She looks great in that dress, by the
It's
way.
a nice dress.
Yeah, she should have.
I'm not a fan
And then
of the
they're
dress.
like, and the dude drops the tray. He's like,
over
Also
dramatic
blew his
butler.
load.
yeah. He couldn't hold it in anymore.
That was the first time he ever
The
made her a
fucking,
meal.
the fucking end of it. No, he didn't make her a
What?
meal. He didn't make her a meal. Oh, you're just laughing at the... Okay, no. Anyways, at the end of it, they're like taking a picture of her in a dress. Like, oh, she's in a dress, candid moment, and here's your guns on a fucking platter. Now, we want to see you fight in that dress because we're waiting for some upskirts. That's what
Yeah.
they were waiting for.
I want to see you.
Oh,
rip
he's already
that
seen her
fucker to
naked.
shreds.
That's true.
He's probably going to
Well,
see it again.
nerdy Seth Green ripoff hasn't seen it. Yet.
British
Basically, everyone else
ripoff.
has though.
I said this in the car. This
Seth
is probably
Green, but
the,
with worse teeth.
This is the only time that you'll hear me say this, but this movie would have been better with Seth Green in it.
I
like
fucking
Seth
thought.
Green.
I thought he was in it. I swear to God, I thought he was.
It was shitty enough. I thought he was in it.
All right.
Sad thing here. This is the highest grossing movie Ian Glenn's ever been in.
I can believe that. I've
According
never
to-
seen him in anything but that and Game of Thrones, so that's where I'm at.
I've seen actually a few of these. on
Eye
his
in the
list,
Sky,
but-
though, well rated. It looks like on
Yeah.
on the Rotten Tomatoes meter. You guys want to watch the trailer for the new Tomb Raider?
Yeah, let's wrap it up with that.
Alicia Vikander's Tomb Raider.
And let's see. And then we're gonna see how much that's in this trailer.
I saw this in the movie
movie
theater when I went and watched American Made. I saw that there was a new Tomb Raider, and I was like, oh, what? What?
All right, official trailer number 1.
And I am more attracted to Alicia Vikander than I am.
Lara.
Surname?
Lara
Croft? Lara, your father's gone. You can pick up where he left off. I see so much of him in you.
The puzzle solving skills.
Fight the Illuminati.
Hello, Sprout. If you're listening to this, then I must be dead. I found something. A tomb called
He
the
does
Mother
it with
of Death.
video instead of voice.
Do you know who that is?
If Trinity succeeds,
It looks
Well,
like
is it
if I knew
Game of Thrones guy.
promise me
He
will
was
stop
going
them.
to be. No, it's McNulty from The Wire.
I think I know where my
Is her
dad
dad.
went.
Oh,
That's right in the middle of the Devil's Sea.
It'll be an adventure.
Death is not an adventure.
I bet there's not even a boat in the movie.
Oh man, this stupid dirt, dirt, dirt.
Shouldn't have come here.
Stupid.
But I'm glad that you did.
now she uses a bow and arrow instead of guns.
Gotta be silent, man.
What do you know?
She uses guns too.
Apparently, the Lara Croft video game gets really brutal with its deaths.
Close the tomb once and for all. The fate of humanity is now in your hands.
That should have killed her.
Hey, yep.
Spike thing coming after her.
Can't be too careful these days. The world has gone bloody
Nick Frost, yay!
Take 2.
I love both Nick Frost and Alicia Vikander.
I'm going to see that movie for Nick Frost.
I'm going to watch it for Alicia Vikander, although I could have used some implants. I'll be honest.
Yeah, no padding going on here.
No padding on this one.
No 36
And if
Double
there
D
is
for that
padding,
movie.
that's really sad.
Yeah. If there is, I'm
So
beating you.
I think I want a question from us to you this week. And that question from us to you. Wait, when is that movie coming out? Do we know? The new Tomb Raider?
Check it. Just ask your question.
Well, my question could be twofold. I wonder if we could do a contest for who can get closest on the Rotten Tomatoes on the forum.
That would be cool. Maybe like buy him a ticket to Tomb Raider or something.
Yeah.
Looks like 2018. It's supposed
2018. There's where's the... Come on, give us a date.
March
16th. Okay.
So we got a few months.
My question is, will the new Tomb Raider be better or worse than the old Tomb Raider?
I'm
my
pretty sure
question.
that's going to be an easy answer.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
What makes you think that?
Just from that fucking trailer we saw, I can tell it's leaps and bounds ahead of the fucking whole movie that we just watched.
The production is more sleek. That
Yeah.
does not mean it will be a better movie.
Yeah, just look at Assassin's Creed. That Joe
Also,
never saw.
I had to watch Alicia Vikander, Academy Award winner, pull up 2 guns and go, "I'll take 2," and watch her just like inside she's screaming, "Why did I take this role?"
I hate guns.
Anyway.
Yeah.
She's not even British. She's Swedish.
That's
So we
close
got
enough.
another not
She's
British
Swedish?
person. Yeah, she's Swedish.
And she's not blonde.
She sounds more British than Angelina Jolie could ever
Yeah.
hope to be.
I mean, she kind of has a British accent in real life, so I think she spent a lot of time in Britain. But yeah, I like her a lot. I like Angelina Jolie a lot too.
I like how on the Rotten Tomatoes page, Nick Frost does not have a character.
Yeah, it's just Nick Frost.
is Nick
we know
Frost.
he's in this movie. They just won't give us the information.
And Nick Frost as Nick Frost.
It's-
Honestly,
no,
that's all I care about.
he's
is
totally
Nick
Lara
Frost.
Croft.
As soon as it sold me on the Nick Frost.
My name is Laura too.
He's actually Lara Croft.
Yeah.
I bet the movie will be better, but it will still be crappy.
Okay. All right.
It's going to be better. I didn't say it was going to be good. I said it's going to be better.
Do you think it's going to have a fresh rating?
That's a gamble.
Possible.
That is a gamble.
Honestly, if it does, it'll probably be the first video game movie.
If it's a whole bunch of man bashing, then it will be fresh.
So the Kong Skull Island.
You have a very
well, they're obviously
opinion.
They're not
about these
sexualizing
movies.
her like they did.
No, they're not.
Well, they aren't
sexualizing
doing that
her.
in the games anymore either, though.
Yeah, they're not sexualizing her. And if it's a whole bunch about how she can do it better than any other man, then yes, it's going to do really well.
Okay.
I love how they created a sex figure and then made her not a sex figure.
And they made her like a kid.
Yeah.
What?
They make her younger in like the newer games.
Oh.
I don't think she's supposed to be
She's
like
like
19.
12? What's okay. Anyway.
The deaths are supposed to be really brutal in the video game. We'll look it up after this.
I do wonder. I do think the new one will be better, but only marginally. I bet it'll get like a 45% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's
45%.
Yeah, 45.
That's quite a difference from the 19%.
I don't know. The trailer's like okay. The trailer is better than the trailer for the Michael Fassbender Assassin's Creed trailer, and I was pretty right about that one as far as like it failing.
Well, you didn't see it, so
No, I was right about its Rotten Tomato score.
oh well.
Okay,
He was.
all right, that's where we're going.
We never
here.
bought you a ticket to it, but he was
No.
right.
I was the closest one. Remember? So we got to do that again for this one. I think we got to put our own.
We'll have to
things
go.
down.
We'll have to do it a few months before.
Let's just straight up on the forums for the questions from us to you. Just put what do you think the Rotten Tomato score is going to be for Tomb Raider,
Okay.
and whether or not personally you're going to you think it'll be a better or worse movie.
All right, that works.
The new Tomb Raider versus the 2002 Tomb Raider. Just it's like it's not even that. It's not far enough away for a remake. I feel like 30 years is the minimum. But
I thought you said 20.
Don't listen. They don't listen. No, 20 years for calling something a classic. It's not 20 either.
What about
Well, I
like
know,
so 30 years for a reboot?
Yeah, for a reboot.
I think Mad Max followed that. It was more than 30 years actually.
Blade Runner followed that.
Also more than 30 years.
Blade Runners, that's a sequel.
RoboCop
That's a legit sequel.
RoboCop
Sequel
didn't need one.
reboot.
I'm just saying, RoboCop didn't need one. I think it was 30 years though.
Anyway. Anybody got anything else to share before we end this episode?
No.
Okay, tweet me at Joseph Galea.
Me at Obsidian Bar.
Me at Nude Clan Cam.
Me at UFF Podcast.
NudeClan.net. Support the show by going to Patreon and supporting Nude Clan there. We're going to do votes via Twitter now.
Yep. Next week we're going to have a movie giveaway. I have a Blu-ray copy of the first and second Tomb Raider movie that I'm going to be giving away to the best review that we get. So if you guys haven't left us a review yet on iTunes, get on that. And
even if you have, write another one.
And if you have, and you have in fact won, I am going to send your movie off soon. I just keep forgetting. So it's been quite
that's a good
some time.
advertisement for.
Yeah, you'll get it eventually. But give us some votes. Get your hog in. That's due next week as well.
audibletrial.com/NudeClan is our website.
Yeah, go there for all of
besides
this
the forum. And we'll see you guys next week.
Enjoy the nude.
May the list go on.
Live always in the nude.
#nude life.
God damn it.
Game over, man. Game over. What are we gonna do now? Too bad you're gonna die.
I was thinking that.